Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Holy Flick podcast, podcast episode 4, season 1, I believe. And today we're going to be coming at you with really just everything Superman. We had like a whole show kind of planned out, but then it was going to turn into a 4 or 5 hour show. And for the sake of ourselves and our audience, didn't want to put everybody through that. So instead, we'll just be doing a whole episode just on Superman, talking the box office of it, but also just reviewing the movie, breaking it down, talking about what we think about it. With myself, your host Cannon King, and your co-host Seth Scott.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to have you back again, Seth. Always good to be recording these with you.
My pleasure.
So yeah,
can't wait to talk Superman for hours on end.
Yeah, I was gonna say as long as we want to, just open-ended Superman conversation. We've both seen it multiple times. I've seen it twice. I saw it back-to-back days. Seth, have you seen it 2 or 3 times now?
2 times, could be a third tomorrow.
Okay,
possibly.
Yeah, I think we may be talking about the same group of people going tomorrow
We are.
to going to see it.
I actually reserved your seat for you.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if
through
that
that entourage, which is cool.
Oh, cool.
Never done that before.
I got invited to the entourage yesterday or 2 days ago by Paul. He didn't tell me what he was doing with it, so I did not know that I was invited to a movie or that I had a showtime. So I need to inform my girlfriend of that.
Yeah.
No,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I need to figure that out. It's a good thing you told me about it. But
yeah, no kidding.
I have done Entourage before with her, and yeah, it's kind of interesting. The hardest part for me originally was trying to get somebody on my Entourage list for AMC.
Yeah, the link it's better now.
But once I got it on there, it was easy to get the ticket through Entourage. It just took a minute for it to show up in her app that she had the ticket.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like she didn't have one, which made it confusing. Like if you were getting it last minute or whatever. But yeah, it took just a minute for it to show up that she also.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but speaking of having an issue with that, I've had issues somewhat recently. If I order a ticket via the website, like on my desktop, it doesn't show up in my on my app unless I go through the app to like recent purchases. Then I can see it, but it doesn't show up in my current tickets, which is really weird. Just something to say, I guess. I don't know why it does that, but kind of weird.
I don't think the AMC app is the most tech savvy.
Yeah, no. It's gotten better, but
that way, yeah, it's definitely gotten better.
But yeah,
some things like that it could definitely still improve upon. But yeah, so both seen Superman multiple times. Got to see it for the first time. Not we got to see it in the same theater, not really together, sitting next to each other or anything.
That's true.
But just so happened to not even really plan it out, but to be in the same theater on the same day, same time, which is kind of crazy. And then yeah, Paul and Amanda, his fiance, ended up joining us as well, me and my girlfriend. So 5 of us that saw it originally. Again, not all together, but same theater.
Same theater, just not together.
Yeah, I got to break it down after the movie and talk it out in the hallway of AMC, which is always a good place to talk movies. Right outside
Cut
the
up
bathrooms.
There. We're outside of Jurassic World Rebirth show.
Yeah, I get to listen to that movie being played. But yeah, it was a great first experience watching that movie. Getting to see it in IMAX. Yeah, it was really breathtaking, and it was kind of everything that I wanted it to be, and I should say everything that I felt like it built itself up to be in the marketing and
it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, agreed on that end. You know, I expected it to like it pretty good, but I ended up really loving the movie. First time I was choked up really left and right throughout the movie. A lot of heartwarming, emotional moments. Superman really standing for hope,
what he's
and
supposed to stand for.
Yeah, optimism, and not just, you know, I mean, not throwing any shade, but not just
Not
like
shaded.
hope as
Yeah,
in a sign on his, chest
it's
or
not just a
anything or a
letter.
symbol.
Yeah.
Like it really, I don't know, just the way that he cared. There's a few lines of dialogue which I don't know if we need to go into any spoiler territory here, or not. It'll be hard not to be
Yeah, it's going to be
honest.
hard not to for this. Yeah,
We
maybe
can
just a
open it up at
PSA.
first. Try to talk as much non-spoiler as we can, and then once
Sure.
we get to a certain point, we can open it up for spoilers and tell the audience to jump ahead for the other podcast discussion, or just skip on to the next podcast. But but yeah, just a lot of cool moments showing Superman's character and what
Hmm.
he stands for in a lot of different ways, and how it kind of puts him at odds with the world or people around him. But him kind of being headstrong in doing good or saving people, and that being the number one thing. One thing I want to say too is that Superman, a lot of the public has always harped on just how powerful he is, like OP.
Sure.
But Superman really wasn't as much about action in this as far as like fight scenes. There were scenes that showed him fighting, of course, but most of the time I feel like it highlighted the damage control in a lot of scenes
Sure.
with
Yeah.
him. That's what he was focused on. The other people he was fighting alongside, he let them focus on trying to stop whatever enemy they were trying to stop. He was focused on trying to stop the buildings from falling over on people, or people from getting hurt by things. So I thought that
Hmm.
alone, that's not really shown a whole lot in superhero movies, it feels like, or if it is, it's briefly. I
Not in a
got
long time.
there wasn't a sequence I feel like maybe to this extent or this iconic, but just these type of vibes of like in Spider-Man 2, I believe, when he stops the
The train,
subway, yeah, the train
subway
with
train. Yeah.
Joey Diaz on the subway.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that whole scene, like stuff like that really
That's probably
just,
gonna still be the most iconic superhero scene, right?
yeah, one of,
It
if
has
not
to be.
the ever, I would say. I mean, you have your more
As far
popular
as saving,
blockbuster moments, but yeah, for saving people, for sure. I don't know. That'd be a good discussion one day, is,
yeah,
or just to kind
because
of think
that's
about that.
a hard one to beat.
Yeah, that probably would be the most iconic and best. But yeah, so a lot of moments like that for me that I expected some of, but not to the degree of. But they were so great,
Yeah,
and a lot of just weirdness in this movie
yeah,
that
in a
I
good way.
enjoyed. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I know that well, let me rephrase that. I didn't notice, but found out after the fact, uh, such as I don't think this is a spoiler because you see it. I mean, it's a toy. The giant kaiju
Hmm.
that's like an axolotl or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the comic books, there's a Bizarro Superman has a pet of that degree,
Oh wow.
but smaller. I saw that online the other day. And I was like, oh, I don't know if that was James Gunn using the research like he said he was using, or if it's just a happy accident, which I don't think it was. But I thought that was a cool little detail.
That is cool. Yeah.
Not a spoiler because it's everywhere in the trailers.
Yeah. I mean, that's been built up since the
Yeah,
beginning, I
it's a
believe.
toy they had before the movie came out.
Yeah. But and I mean, second weekend, or this will
Right.
be almost 3 weeks after Superman's coming out, or maybe 2 weeks. I can't really think in my head, but yeah, about 2 weeks. But yeah, that's pretty cool. There was a whole lot of awesome side characters introduced
Hmm.
into this that we knew were going to be here, but I don't think
I
it
think
could have
one
done
stole the
them.
show for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, Mr. Terrific definitely stole the
Yeah.
show in every scene he was in. But I think one of the things I was most scared about with this movie, that I saw a lot of other people say too going into it, was um, the juggling of a lot of different characters and
Sure. That was, I
storylines.
think you and I talked about this months ago, that I was kind of on the edge about this movie because there were so many different people, and then I just eventually gave up and said, I'm just going to trust them and see what happens.
Yeah,
And
especially with the shorter runtime too, like 2 hours,
yeah,
9 minutes. That's almost
that's
too
not very
short.
long.
But
Yeah.
especially for me on second viewing, more like the first time, it flew by a lot. Not
Right.
too badly. Like it still like felt like it made the most of its time. But on the second viewing, I felt like even more. It just made the most out of like just about flat, like 2 hours flat. But yeah, it juggled those characters like, or gave them each a good amount of time or good lines, or didn't focus on them too much, didn't detract from
Yeah.
the Superman movie or the Superman character or anything like that. Um, but they also just like added so much, and especially to be introducing for the new DCU for James
Yeah.
Gunn. Um,
Right.
they did such a good job setting up and exciting you for other characters that can be included, and just how different they all were in tone, and uh, comedy in this too. Like I keep thinking about that with
Very
each of the characters in Green Lantern, um,
Guy Gardner, just
Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, and
unreal
Mister
funny.
Terrific, and even Hawk Girl in her few scenes.
Yeah.
I there
Crypto.
was comedy that, yeah, especially from Crypto. Crypto was used a lot, but not really felt like he was overused. But the comedy that was used throughout was another thing that I think people were kind of afraid of, on it being like too much comedy. There's always been that complaint with the MCU on the type of
Right.
comedy that's used in it, and that it feels forced. So
Like
apprehensions
it's
that it was
every
going to be
other
the same way.
dialogue is.
Yeah, and it's always like a
Well,
dad joke or something that's really not that funny, or just misplaced, mistimed, whatever.
mm, like a
But
Tubi movie.
yeah, yeah. Nothing, no shade against Tubi. I love Tubi. But
Just not their originals.
yeah, not their originals, but love them, free service. It's
Tubi
hard to
as an
hate them.
app is great.
Yeah, love them as an idea. But yeah, a lot of apprehensions about the comedy style that they would go with in the movie. Would the humor work or not, or how much would it be overused? All the humor was great. And for each of the characters, it was great as well. It just felt natural, like the Mister Terrific scene. One of the scenes with him, that's a drawn out action scene, going along to
Mm,
some music. Um,
yeah.
it it was just more like, not really funny, but just like not funny, haha. I guess to say in a Goodfellas reference, but funny as in like just the the way it all played out and being like one long take. It was just like made you laugh out loud almost, just how cool it was, or just them doing like this in the movie. Different moments like that you just didn't even think they would pull off in the movie sometimes too. The Green Lantern, the hands coming out of the ground thing, like just over and over and twisting, like little things that were
Mhm.
just very funny. Crypto was hilarious, and loved his
Yeah, he
final
was a
scene
he was
especially.
a he was a hit. Both times I watched
Yeah,
from the theater.
definitely a crowd favorite.
I had
Re-
applause at the end of both movies.
yeah,
Both
I
times
did
I
as
saw it,
well. And
which was surprising.
second time I saw it was during the day, and there really wasn't a whole lot of
Yeah.
people in the theater, but it still got applause. But first time, when we saw an IMAX, it was huge
Oh yeah.
applause.
Yes. Uh, there's
Yeah,
a lot of, I mean, so much to talk about in this movie. I think DC's in such a good spot right now.
yeah, they've definitely
At least the outlook.
they they set up the universe really well, and not like by having a whole lot of scenes or characters set up for the future. Um, More of just
Hmm.
like the tone of this movie, again, how different each character was, and being able to like walk away and me go like, I could watch a show or a movie about a whole lot of those characters, or I can't wait to watch more about the other characters that they have coming along. So I think they've
The
made
next
us, yeah, like
next movie, you mean?
Supergirl coming up.
I read
um
where James Gunn, that's what made him want to take the head of DC was the Supergirl story. Like that was his most like the project he
oh
wanted to
yeah,
get
that he
done the
was most
most.
excited about. Yeah, I did
Hmm.
read that as well.
That's really
um
cool to hear.
how things are set up for the future is not so like serious, or um
It's not in a certain or like story driven order.
No, it doesn't really give
Not
you an
not every
idea.
story is or every movie is going to connect directly.
Yeah, it doesn't really give you an idea of where it's going forward. You can't really guess that.
Hmm.
Um,
Which
you just
I
know
think,
what's coming next, and that's really about it. Like, you don't get a whole, like, Supergirl was coming next after this movie
all
originally,
right, everybody, all right.
and going into the movie, but even like coming out of this movie, you don't really know anything more about how that movie's going to play out, like who's the villain in that movie, all that stuff.
No,
Like, you just don't know going in, whereas a lot of the time, like, it'll be leading one movie into the next one, like post-credit scene, like the two post-credit
this is the
scenes in
big
this
bad
one
guy, and the
are,
next one
yeah, the two post-credit
irrelevant.
scenes in this one are, yeah, irrelevant. Like, they're funny
They're
little
fun.
snippets. Yeah, they're fine. They fit the tone of the movie, but they're not like compare it to something like Sinners this year with its post-credit scene. Like, that was essential to the movie and the story.
Sure,
Like, you
yeah,
got a
right.
lot out of that. You have to watch that post-credit scene. If you ask me, like, do I have to watch the Superman's post-credit scene, or does it have anything huge in it?
No,
No, no, not nothing at all,
if you
really.
enjoyed the movie, I say stick around and watch it because
Yeah.
one of them is pretty much directly after it, and the other one's at the end of the credits. Which, yeah, about 5 minutes maybe, but I mean, you probably spare 5 more minutes.
Yeah, and if you're watching
It's
at
funny.
home, you can be skipping ahead. Yeah, they're funny little
Right.
cutaways, but again, nothing like essential to the story. Um, so it's playing by some different rules. It feels like, at least right now. I don't know how it'll be going forward. I'm sure in the future they could have a post credit scene where it's leading into
That
something bigger.
matters.
Yeah, that really matters. Or it could
Sure.
just have it at the end of a movie where it just cuts off into something more serious instead of having a post credit. I don't know. Just toy with the idea of how to lead into stuff in the future. But I think there's a lot of stuff that is exciting coming up for the DCU with Lanterns, with Supergirl, with Clayface. Um, just a lot of exciting things to come that I think that, again, this sets up well for, just makes you excited for, just because of how much you enjoy this movie and the universe that it builds up. Like, it really does. A lot of people have said it before, but it does feel like the most comic booky type of movie to really come out. Really, I mean, just in how weird it is, the type of characters that can exist in this. I mean, they're
Yeah.
alien type characters. There's pocket universes. There's characters that can change their entire bodies into whatever they want. There's
Hmm.
multiple characters that can really do that. One's elements, the other one's just mostly saw blades, which is one of my few complaints about the movie. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, they have a
Hmm.
Ultraman in this, which when we go into spoiler talk, we can talk more about him. But
Right.
you have Lex Luthor going on. You have like a Mr. Handsome. You have there's
Which I learned more about Mr. Henson over the last couple of days.
yeah, I haven't really learned anything definite about him. I've just seen like speculation. I mean, there's mind controlled monkeys, monkey trolls in this, monkey
I mean,
bots.
Snyder bots.
Yeah, Snyder bots or whatever it's gotten turned into. Which
Oh
is
man.
so funny they included that, and can't wait to talk more about that. But like I said, just the amount of crazy kaiju, like the kaiju in this.
Hmm.
There's so many off the wall and, again, straight out of comic book type things. It doesn't have the same vibe, or it's not really the same as like James Gunn's Suicide Squad, but it's more of like, it feels like a comic book nerd like really getting to make a comic book film. A lot of people talk about that as directors, but they don't really go to places that a lot of comic books go. And even just the amount of things that we talk about, like this movie juggles, like
Hmm.
the type of arcs that Superman goes through in this movie,
Yeah.
the type of stuff that he has to deal with, the amount of stuff that he is like faced with throughout the movie, and like stuff that's thrown at him mostly by Lex, is just so much, and it goes so many different directions.
God, there's so much I want to say.
Again, it really is like straight out of like reading almost a comic book from start to finish. How it feels, in
Yeah,
like a
like all. I
chapter
think
in a story.
All Star Superman was, or yeah, I think that's what he said. He took a lot of inspiration from. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, it has a very
Double check
Silver
that.
Age feel, and a lot
Yeah.
of animated series, a lot of the Superman, like the OG Justice League type stuff. that type of Superman that you get. Probably my favorite iteration of Lois Lane, I would say as well, that we've gotten so far. Her
Oh,
character felt very
mine too.
fleshed out. Um, yeah, again, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Green Lantern had probably the funniest line of the movie to me, like a few
Oh
of the
my
funniest
goodness.
lines.
More than
Um,
more than one.
Mr. Terrific was just a badass. He was awesome. Every scene he was in, he had a few hilarious lines as well. Hot Girl wasn't really used a whole lot, but like
Yeah, I was
when
kind of
she,
surprised how much but she did shine when she was used.
yeah, I
I
was gonna
thought
say when she did speak up or she did act, like she was great.
Lex to me was the number one in this movie almost.
Yeah, but I think
I just
best acting performance, I would say, and just the way that they made his character and the way that he faces up against Superman.
mhm.
Um, I've always loved the Lex character, and it's had some great actors, and Gene
It
Hackman and
actually has.
Kevin Spacey. I mean, you got like two of the greatest really
Uh,
actors that has played
Smallville
him.
Rosenbaum.
Yeah, Michael Rosenbaum. You've gotten the 2.5 Men guy that played him before.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Um,
that.
yeah,
We're not gonna mention
you
the one
got
before this,
Jesse
but
Eisenberg.
okay,
Yeah, there's a lot
not
of
his
big
fault, but
actors that have played him. Not his fault. Um, but Nicholas Holt, the way they built up his Lex character again, going back to feels like the most like comic book type accurate version of Lex.
what a
And
run he's been on lately too.
Nicholas Holt, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Didn't get the
He's
Batman, and then just like, yeah, all right, well, I'll just be awesome in everything else.
yeah. I'll just go a bunch of different directions and be awesome. Love his new hair, by the way. Hate to say that, but I do like the bleached look. Um, but uh, but yeah, he did
That
such a great job as Lex in the movie. So menacing, like at times, like
mhm.
um, some of the best lines of dialogue, some of the best displays of emotion, his self awareness or just awareness of so many
He
different
just
situations. How much he hates
hated him.
Superman.
He
The
just
link
hated him, man.
the lengths that he goes to try to set Superman up and the situations that he like finds himself in are just incredible. Like he's playing 4D chess, but it's like you didn't really have to do all this, but you just
Yeah, he
wanted
just
to.
really
You just
hates him.
whatever you can do to try to make Superman like look bad or to try
Anything
to
and everything.
yeah. Like Superman gives a great honest speech to Lex's face and displaying his own character and how he thinks and what he believes, and
Mhm.
Lex is basically like, I'm not hearing a single thing about
I
that, like
don't care.
I'm going to kill you, like I don't know, like Superman just being as moral as a person as anybody could ever be, and
Yeah.
Lex is like, I don't care, like you
Did
could
you not
say
hear where I
whatever.
said I hated you?
Yeah. I've lived my whole life to watch you die. Like that's what I live for. So, yeah, the visceral hatred of Lex in this movie was amazing, and the way that Nicholas Holt played it was incredible. David Corn Sweat, who only took me until I had to see like a YouTube comment the other day saying that his initials are actually DC. I didn't even realize that
I
before.
didn't. Yeah, did not put that together.
Never put that together. Not that it's
The
something huge
savior
or
of the
anything.
DCU.
Yeah, but to start off the DC universe with a guy that has those initials, kind of funny. But anyways, he did a wonderful job playing Superman in this iteration of Superman as well.
Mhm.
Um, very believable. I still go back to I think one of the best scenes in the whole movie. And I heard a lot about it before it was hyped up, but man, it still like surpassed expectations. Was the Lois Clark interview or Lois Superman interview, I guess to say,
Yeah, right off
towards
the
the
bat
beginning of
too.
the movie. Yeah, it I felt like there was so much to learn about each of their characters. Such a great character study done within like the back and forth dialogue.
And in a
Um,
fun way.
yeah, in a really fun way and kind of a romantic way, and kind of gets into some of their problems romantically as well. Like it was so layered with their characters, as far as who Superman in the world, and Lois's different points of view. Like Superman's not the most polished, like PR wise, but he is doing everything for the I guess the right reasons are for a good reason. But anyways, just that whole scene was phenomenal and one of the
Mhm.
best scenes in the whole movie, especially dialogue wise, or when you get into the character of Superman. But there are some rewrites to his backstory, which I think a lot of people could, honestly, they would have every right to not feel great about it, because it is a pretty hard turn from like what it's been in the past for him. But I like the swing that they took with it and the changes that they did make in the Superman backstory or character, at least for this iteration. I'm fine if they go
Right.
back to it. I'm fine if they
Um,
don't. Like, it's not make or
you talking
break
about?
to me.
I guess I know what you're talking about. What we talked about right after, and how we liked the way they set up. I
Well,
guess kicked off the things in the movie.
yes.
Yeah,
I,
we
okay,
ain't gonna talk about it in spoiler time.
let's do you want to wrap up the non-spoiler and go ahead and give it a kind of a overall rating review?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Then we
We'll
can get into
do
spoiler.
some. Yeah. Uh, I love the movie. Gonna third time I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I'm probably gonna. If I can swing it, I'm going to see Eddington and something else maybe this weekend. If I can get a showing for Superman again, I'll probably watch it again fourth time.
Thank.
Love the movie. Exactly what Superman is supposed to be. Kicked off the DCU perfectly. As far as a score goes, I'm gonna give it a 90 for now.
That's very strong.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm probably gonna go see it for a third time tomorrow. Superman has always been my favorite character growing up. I didn't realize until it was funny, like a day before going to see the movie. Uh, I was at my parents' house and going through some old drawers, and I found a ton of Superman comics that I had that I forgot that I even
Nice.
had or read. But that was the main one that I was into growing up. Any costume days, I would dress up as Clark Kent and Superman. Usually, I'd swap halfway through the day between
There you go.
reporter Clark Kent and then Superman. But just always love the character. Love Smallville. Love Man of Steel. Even really like Superman Returns. I remember that was one of the first movies I watched in theaters growing up, and the old Superman movies. So, and, grew up to look more like Lex than Superman, but I get my full arc here. But anyways, just always been a huge fan of, and I had a huge appreciation for the character. Had huge expectations going in, but all the action, again, the amount of storylines they had in this, the characters, the philosophy of Superman, and just the way like you felt coming out of the movie. Like, very few movies nowadays make you feel so good,
Right.
or TV shows, like they usually give you like
They're all depressing
yeah, and
almost,
usually it
or
matches
make you think.
they match the viewpoint of the world that a lot of people have, which is a pessimistic one. Um,
Sure.
the the optimism of Superman and of this movie, how much it makes you like smile, laugh, cry, like just
Hmm.
feel like different emotions.
Hmm.
Um,
Feel
and the
hope.
cinematography of it too, throughout, like different moments of just like mind blowing, like
Some of those
jaw
shots they got.
dropping, like just like make like I don't know. I could have
Right.
just died happy like on certain shots of that movie. But um, yeah, there's so many different things to appreciate in this movie that I love, and it could just be again because I'm such a big fan of Superman. But I thought it was the
Right.
best iteration of Superman I've probably seen so far. And what I like out of Superman, as we talked about, like the kind of the weirder side of things. Um, but yeah, I would give it. I think I'm going to say a 96 for me
Oh,
personally.
nice.
Um,
It was hard not to go higher than 90, honestly, and then mine will probably change after tomorrow, depending
yeah,
one way or the other. I don't know.
there, there's a few nitpicks in the movie for sure. Not
Oh
anything
yeah.
too serious for me, but and it does take risks sometimes, or goes like way out in different directions. Like there's so much packed in this movie.
Hmm.
Uh, that I think tonally sometimes it may not match up all the time. But
Yeah.
I didn't have any issues with any decisions. I liked the way that everything was paced out and built up, and the ending was amazing. Like just start to finish, it was all gas, no brakes, and just again so much to appreciate, so much beauty, so much humor, so much cool moments, and just the world of it is amazing. But anyway, so okay, we spent about half an hour talking Superman, non-spoiler talk. So I guess let's get into our spoiler discussions here. One of the
Yep.
main things I guess I can open up with, and I guess people, audience, if you want to skip ahead again, I don't know how long it'll be, but you can, if you still hear us talking stuff about Superman, just
Should
keep on
we
skipping.
should we do
Or,
our blind rank and Rex and then just finish out with
that's a good idea. I was just starting to think
that
that.
way we can just say turn it off.
Yeah, that's a lot better idea. So yeah, don't turn off yet. We'll save out on the Superman spoiler discussion. That's a good idea by Seth, and then we'll go ahead and do our little movie games here.
Okay.
So we'll do our random recommendations and blind rankings. Do you want to start us off with our three
Yeah.
random recommendations of the week?
Yeah, I'll go ahead real quick. I've had these on here for a little bit. Number one, I got The Last Voyage of the Dementor.
Oh, you talked
Came
about this
out
movie a couple times.
I think it's I think it's been 2 years now since this came out, and it is. I'll go ahead and get the streaming. It is streaming on Paramount Plus if you have that. It's a retelling of I, Dracula, I guess is a good way to put it, but it is not a normal Dracula tale. It is very jump scary and just intense, a psychological thriller, horror with some good acting, and it's got I don't know if it was a post-credit scene or not, or if it's just the ending. It kind of sets up for like an opening for more or a universe type. I really don't know I don't know if anything will ever come out. It's been 2 years now, but it is a really fun movie. It's short and it's a very jump scary. Just a warning.
I mean,
Streaming on
good
Paramount Plus.
cast with people like
Yeah.
Liam Cunningham.
Game of Thrones.
Yes, Sir Davos, and then you got David Dasht. How do you pronounce his last name?
Das Malkian.
Das Malkian. Yeah, who's been in like
I really don't
everything
know.
Nolan and Denis Villeneuve and Suicide Squad as Polka Dot Man.
He's been in it. He's very good.
He's been a lot of very great actor. Yeah, Corey Hawkins.
The main character is Corey Hawkins.
Yeah, he's been in Straight Outta Compton, Kong Skull Island, Black Klansman. So he's been in some great stuff. Tragedy Macbeth.
I haven't watched that. I need to.
Non-stop. Iron Man 3. He was a Navy op. One of his earlier.
Did not know. Oh, well, that's why I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he's probably just background actor.
Yeah, but still, good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Last Voyage of the Dementor streaming on Paramount Plus. Check it out if you like anything horror, Universal monsters, Dracula, vampires, any of that. You'll really like this. Second one I got is Presumed Innocent, which is a movie from 1990 with Harrison. Probably one of, outside of Indiana Jones, maybe my favorite Harrison Ford movie. He's a lawyer who is being investigated for the murder of his coworker who he was having an affair with. And the movie kind of follows his trial, and he has a friend that helps him investigate because he's saying he's innocent. And the ending is one of the few movies that's ever been like, wow, I did not see that coming at all, like anywhere near. It's a very good movie. I think it's streaming on Tubi, so it's a good shout out for Tubi. Let me make sure. Yep, Tubi and Plex. I'm not sure what Plex is, but
I've seen that before, but I don't have that.
Also, Tubi's free, so watch it on Tubi. Also, just a side note for that, they made a TV adaptation this year, I think. Same storyline, but stars Jake Gyllenhaal. He's playing the Harrison Ford character. Pretty much the same premise. I actually just finished watching that. It's on Apple TV or Apple Plus, whatever it's called.
Oh, the Presumed Innocent or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's they made a TV adapt. But I'm recommending the movie. Watch the TV show if you got Apple as well. Peter Sarsgaard's in it as well. He's amazing.
You're a big Jake Gyllenhaal fan, though, aren't you?
Love Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Love him. Watch anything with him in it,
You know, one
including
thing I
Brokeback Mountain.
plan to watch soon of his that I've never watched before is Donnie Darko.
Uh-oh. Dang. I really don't actually like that movie that much,
Really,
to be honest. I understand it's like a
it's a
cult,
cult
cult
classic.
classic is
Yeah,
probably an understatement, but
yeah,
it's a good
definitely
movie.
so.
Just when it comes back to him, that's not on my top like 5 of his, but
Yeah,
he just has too many bangers.
yeah.
So yeah, Presumed Innocent streaming on Tubi, the movie, 1990 Harrison Ford, and then I'm gonna follow up the final rec. I just got Apple TV, if you guys can't tell. So this last one is a Apple TV original, Wolves, not Wolves with a V, Wolves, WLFS, starring Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Just talking about this movie the other day with my parents. That's so funny. I haven't watched it myself, but they have.
Um, George Clooney and Brad Pitt are, I guess, fixers as we call them in the movies that get called in to help this senator lady clean up a mess in her hotel room. She calls Clooney, somebody else calls Pitt, and they show up and they end up having to work together on it, and they kind of get into like a hijinks of stuff throughout the night. It's kind of a serious, not serious vibe throughout the movie. I really liked it. I forgot about it. I saw it come out last year, but I don't think it came to theaters. I think it was just straight to Apple TV, and I didn't have it then. So it was the first thing I watched when I got it, and really liked it. It's definitely worth it if you have Apple. If you don't, or you can get a free trial, or just Apple has some good stuff, so it's worth getting.
Yeah, they've started to build up a
Yeah.
really good catalog now.
Yes, they have. But yeah, it's Wolves, WLFS, and I think that was kind of it. Besides Clooney and Pitt, Amy Ryan from The Office and a few other things, but it's funny, it's serious. Those two guys work together really well, like really well. They always have. Um, yep, that's my 3 recs, all movies. Go watch them. What you
Good
got?
recommendations. I got the first recommendation I have is actually I have 2 movies on here that are 2 of my 10 out of 10s. Um,
Oh,
Bo Burnham Inside. It's
that was
available
the
on,
COVID one, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes, it is available on Netflix. Um, you could, I guess, call it a musical. Very experimental with the way that it's filmed. Bo Burnham films it throughout COVID lockdown, which I know we all love to be reminded of. But
Yeah, of course.
um, yeah, different songs to some things just random, some things that are relating to how he feels at his point or at that point in his career, and then also about the pandemic or how the world is moving in general with technology and a whole lot of different things, different directions. But um, that's a very emotional movie to me, kind of paranoid filled a lot of times in it, but also really funny and at some point super emotional. So it's kind of a range of different things. I'd highly recommend it. From what I remember, I don't believe it's a very long movie. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Uh, Hour and 27 minutes, so super short. Yeah, it's described as a musical comedy special, shot and performed by Bo Burnham alone over the course of a very unusual year. So filming the whole thing again by himself, performing all the music by himself, and recording by himself, writing it by himself, uh, all in the comfort of his own home and
Mm.
being kind of locked in. But uh, yeah, one of the better movies that came out during the whole pandemic era, I would say for sure. And coming out straight to Netflix on streaming. Definitely makes you think a whole lot, and don't really have to be a huge Bo Burnham fan or know anything about him going into it. I
Right.
feel like
That's good.
I think you can insinuate things from the special, talking about his past career, but the guy does have a crazy long history career that's been very successful, and He's very multi-talented. So highly recommend that. Again, that's one of my 10 out of 10 films for me. And then Midnight in Paris is my second
Mm,
recommendation. Don't know if you've ever seen that before.
I have.
Owen Wilson, Rachel McAdams, also has Tom Hiddleston in the film. Kathy Bates is in the film. Michael Sheen is in the film. Trying to think of everybody. There's a pretty good cast in there. A lot of recognizable faces. Um,
Right.
but storyline of it is while on a trip to Paris with his fiance's family, a nostalgic screenwriter finds himself mysteriously going back to the 1920s every day at midnight. Um, Owen Wilson, of course, plays the character time traveling. Also, forgot it has Adrian Brody in it as well. So crazy cast. Um, and then, yeah, getting to time travel back in time to get to talk to some of the greatest writers and artists who, a lot of them traveled to Paris at different points in their career to seek
Mm,
inspiration or collaborate with other artists. It's kind of seen as like the meeting ground for artists in history. So, especially in the
really
1920s,
cool
it was a
idea there.
famous time. So as a just a big art lover and art history lover myself, and I do like Owen Wilson. It's probably one of, if not my favorite, performance of his and movies of his. It is just kind of a feel good movie for the most part as well. Like there's no big stakes.
Hmm.
It's not really on the edge of your seat or anything. There's some good humor, but it doesn't take itself like too seriously. It just really follows that concept and makes the most out of it, and it makes a lot of thought provoking conversation and really creative discussions as well, and just thoughts on life.
Okay.
So I highly recommend it. Another movie that's a big breeze, hour and 34 minutes. So really easy watch. It's available, I hate to say, on the Roku channel for free, the Roku channel. But is available for rent, of course, on Prime Video for like $3.50. So if you need that money, just hit me up and I can
Mhm.
send it out to you. But yeah, highly recommend that film. Again, just kind of a feel good movie. And if you like art, then it goes into like the Van Goghs of the time and the Ernest Hemingways and different people and different ideas. So very good movie and another one of my personal 10 out of 10 films. And then my third film is The Covenant, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, which we were just talking about.
Hey,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
love that movie.
Highly rated
Does
film
not get
for
talked about
me.
enough.
Yeah, definitely an underrated one. Available, I think it's only available to rent on Amazon. Let me check it out real quick. But yeah, stars Jake Gyllenhaal. Not based on a true story in the film, um, but is taken from a lot of true story accounts. It was what Guy Ritchie had talked about. Jake Gyllenhaal plays a U.S. soldier. Says during the war in Afghanistan, a local interpreter risks his own life to carry an injured sergeant across miles of grueling terrain. Um, Gyllenhaal plays that injured sergeant, and the story that unfolds throughout is amazing, emotional. Some of the
Amazing.
action
Yes.
in the film is jaw dropping, but it's not like too over the top or anything. Um, just the whole bond that is created during the film, and a
Hmm.
very I guess it's weird to say, but a very masculine bond that's created on like a very deep level
Right.
between Gyllenhaal and the interpreter. The way all the events are set up or take place afterwards, how Gyllenhaal plays the part. Very different for Guy Ritchie's career. Probably one of the biggest anomalies. I would have it up there too with
Yeah.
the Wrath of Man is kind of out there too as far as being a Guy Ritchie film or Aladdin. Like he's gone through a period of
Yeah.
time in the last 10 years where he's kind of doing
All over the place.
yeah, a wide variety of things. But love this movie so much. 2 hours, 3 minutes long. Again, not that long of a film. If I don't know too many people that don't like Jake Gyllenhaal really as an actor. Um, and
He's in
Guy Ritchie.
his. Go ahead. I'm not
Oh
going to
no,
cut you
go
off.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just say, I think we're talking about Guy Ritchie and Jake Gyllenhaal. They have another movie coming out here, maybe this year. I'm not sure. Let me
I
look it up.
think I think you're right.
Here it is. Yeah, with Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal, in The Gray.
Wow.
Guy Ritchie, also starring Rosamund Pike.
And Isa Gonzalez or
Mm-hmm.
Isa.
But anyways,
Yeah, that's awesome
just
too.
wanted to throw it in there.
I love every time they've teamed up too, with Henry Cavill and Guy Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so highly recommend the movie. Like I said, really cool movie, high octane, edge of your seat type of thing, and just as a military story and just a whole Afghanistan story. And there's a I guess you wouldn't call it a post credit scene, but just during the credits at the end, um, give some crazy jaw dropping statistics and just kind of an eye opening film as well. So I highly recommend. Doesn't get talked about enough. Guy Ritchie, one of my favorite filmmakers, and Jake Gyllenhaal, got to be one of my favorite actors. So um, again, can't recommend that movie enough. So yeah, those would be my 3 recommendations: Bo Burnham Inside, Midnight in Paris, and The Covenant. And The Covenant, like I said, is I think only available for rent, from what I can see. So
Yeah, I think you're
$4
right.
on $4 on
Working right.
Prime or Apple TV or whatever you can rent movies on. But next time I'll try to give as many free stuff as I can or subscription stuff as I can. But I just picked out 3 random movies, first
Right.
ones
It's
that
hard
came
to,
to mind.
and it changes so frequently. So
Yeah, exactly. Almost better just to own them. But
mm-hmm.
hard to convince people to buy a movie before they've ever seen it in the first place. But some
Sure.
films I think just deserve to be bought. Um,
Yep.
but yeah. Anyways, okay. Well, some great recommendations from us here. Now moving on to our 7 blind rankings.
All right.
Um, I think in the past you've gone
Yeah,
first.
I've done my ranking. So if you want to go first, I'll give them to you
Okay,
if that's what you're meaning.
I think so. Yeah, yeah, we could do it, however.
All right. Let's see. Let me get this up. See how I want to distribute
1 through
these.
7 here. I think we both said you said you have a sort of a theme to yours. I have a like a Eras theme, which
Well,
I'll tell you
yeah,
when I
I
get
do.
to it. But
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
First up, we're going to do Ted,
Ted,
the original, not the sequel.
original Ted. I'm gonna go number 5.
All right. Next up, we got. I'm trying to. I want to do this right. Next up, we got The Revenant.
Ooh, I love that film.
I do too.
I'm gonna go number 2.
Oh, I'm loving it. Next up, we're gonna do. I'll save that one. No, I won't. Morbius.
Oh gosh, I'll go 7.
I gave you an easy 7 there.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got. Right now, you got Revenant at 2, Ted at 5, Morbius at 7. Next, we got The Green Knight.
The Green Knight. I actually haven't seen this movie, but I own it on DVD. Uh, I'm gonna say 4 for it.
Okay.
Actually, I might watch that movie tonight though.
It's a good one. Next up, we got. What we got left? Okay. No Country for Old Men.
Oh, number 1.
Yep. Next, got 2 left. We got 3 and 6 open right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
A little
gonna give
different than I've had in the past.
you.
I've had 1 and 7 over in the past usually.
I'm gonna give you The Witch.
Hmm.
Robert Eggers. Eagers, whatever you want to call him. I think that's the
I'll
last movie I ever saw at the
go.
Roxy.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
The Vavitch.
The Witch. Yeah,
Um,
scared me.
I'll go 3.
Good call. I think, even though this last one I got is well, so your sixth spot is going to be Sahara.
Okay, I'm totally
I
good
like
with
that
that.
movie a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I like that movie, but
That's a fun old movie.
yeah, uh, with Matthew McConaughey.
Yes,
Sorry.
and so your final list is No Country for Old Men at 1, which The Revenant at 2, Witch at 3. That's Green Knight 4. So you pretty much just won. Like,
I feel
not
like
that
I
this
could
is a
have done my
competition,
list
but
much
like this
better.
is Ted at 5. I'd probably swap Ted and Sahara for me personally. Ted's all right. It's whatever, but
Yeah,
it's a good top 4 though. I mean, those are all 4 really good movies.
yeah. I feel like you said, I may switch Ted and Sahara myself, but I think you could get a lot of enjoyment out of at least the first Ted. I don't know. I think you could argue
Not
either
bad at
one,
all.
but yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I'm not mad at my list at
Morbius.
all. I mean,
I think 7's a good spot.
my top 3 for sure. I couldn't have arranged it any better. I'm glad I
No,
saved
I
off
don't think
number
so
1
either.
myself for No Country for Old Men, because that also one of my 10 out of 10s. I mean, The Revenant
It's insane.
is up there as well. Possible 10
I
out
love
of
The
10.
Revenant as
But
well.
I mean, I love No Country for Old Men. That's one of my personal favorite movies of all time. So, all right,
Yeah, that's
cool.
good. All right, now time for me to face the music.
All right,
What I got.
I got you set up here.
All right.
Starting out with the original Twister.
Oh, this is gonna be putting my feet to the coals here. I'm going to put that at like 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. Oh,
Not
the
a
new
fan.
one. I love the new one, honestly.
Really? Twisters?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, Twisters was a fun movie.
Yeah, I liked it a
Still
whole
wouldn't.
lot
I
though.
wouldn't have put it any higher either, really.
Okay. All right, number 2, Fight Club.
I want to put that at 2.
At 2. Okay.
Yeah, I love that movie. I mean, how can you not? That's
I'm not the biggest
is
fan.
that
That's
is that a
one of
cult classic or no? Can't
that
be,
is
right?
the That's a cult classic, I think.
You think it is?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it has like a certain audience at least too that it
sure.
definitely appeals
Good
to.
twist. It got me. That's why.
Y-
That's why it gets put up there.
I personally am not the biggest fan of that movie. It's just
It's
one of those
definitely
that
over quoted for sure. I
I
stream
just
it on
didn't.
Hulu right
I
now,
don't
by the
know.
way. It's random.
It's like one of those movies that I think does a good job at what it's like going for. I just didn't really like what it was going for. Um,
I'll
just
say
personally.
this: I probably haven't watched it in years, and I don't know if I ever will again. But
Yeah.
I don't know what
Okay,
that
so
says.
Fight
But
Club at 2,
anyways, Fight Club
Twister
at
at
2.
6. All right, third film, Jurassic Park, the original.
Oh, 3.
3.
Yeah, 3. 3. I'll just do 3.
Okay.
I can't put that at number 1, although it is the best in the whole series.
All right. Your fourth film to choose, Batman and Robin.
I want to put that at 1 just because, but I won't. As a kid, that movie was awesome.
How
I'm
about
just gonna
now?
say that. As anyone over the age of like 12, it's still awesome, but it has its moments. Like, it's funny if you just go back to watch it to laugh and like not take it anywhere near serious. Like, it's fun. But anyways, that being said, I'm gonna put that at number. I want to put it at 7, but I don't know. I'm gonna put it at 5. I liked it more than Twister.
Okay. At 5 then.
I'm gonna regret it, but I'll take it.
All right. For your fifth film, Pulp Fiction.
Oh. Mm,
I don't know if you can tell
I'm
the
sure.
theme so far, but
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like a decade of something.
yeah, it's kind of the 90s.
I would put that at 4. I wanted to put it at 1, but I can't.
Okay.
It
Pulp
definitely ain't
Fiction
going at 7.
4. I mean that. Yeah. I would say put it in last. After putting Batman and Robin at number 5 would be
Imagine.
kind of crazy to me, but whatever.
I'll probably get murdered.
All right. One of I say this year for films is probably the greatest of all time, and this is a movie that's not talked about enough for that year. But Speed, Keanu Reeves.
I really don't think I could put that at 1, but I don't really want to risk it. I can't put it at 7. That's rough. That's rough to put that at 7. This is gonna be below Batman and Robin. Something is gonna be below, and Twister, yeah. I can't do Keanu like that. I'm just gonna take Speed at number 1 and let it ride.
Number 1. Okay. All right. Fair.
What did I get at 7?
It actually, I think
Probably my number 1.
I think it worked out. No, I don't think it would have been your number 1.
Oh God. What did I get at 7?
For your last choice was the Super Mario Brothers film 1993
Okay.
version.
I'm completely okay with that being it. If I would have picked Speed at 7, I would have never recovered from this list.
After
Ever.
when you put Batman and Robin at 5, I was like, man, what a smart choice actually, because I have something even worse, I believe, coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, way worse.
Then when you were like trying to pick Speed 1 and 7, I was like, man, if he put Speed at 7, I'm gonna die laughing. Because your list your list now is respectable.
It's not terrible. Yeah, I would probably move Speed out of 1, but if I would have got Super Mario Bros. At number 1, I probably would have never played this game again.
1993. I wanted to go ahead and put out one of the worst movies of all time on one of our blind ranking lists and try to trip you up with it at the very end. Just see where it fell.
I like my list. If I could rearrange, I'd probably take Speed. I'd swap. I put Speed at 4, Fight Club at 1, and Pulp Fiction at 2, and leave everything else.
Okay.
I think I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I'd move Pulp Fiction up to 2, Fight Club up to 1, and put Speed at 4. 3 or 4, they could be interchangeable.
Gotcha.
Probably 4.
I mean, it's still really not a bad list though at all.
No, not terrible.
It
could have been.
I think you could fight for that list. Yeah,
it was tiptoeing on really disaster bad. For sure.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I think Super Mario Brothers ending up at 7 is the best thing that happened to you for sure. Again, 1993 version is
awful movie, unwatchable. Honestly, I'd watch Batman and Robin twice before back to back before I watch that.
For about 20 years, ruined the video game franchise.
Yeah.
Or just the IP for video games getting adapted into films.
Mm-hmm.
All we had were a bunch of at-home DVD Halo films. That was about it. Nobody ever watched. But no, not a bad list. One thing too, I was going to say that before we even go into spoiler talk for Superman, that I can kind of run down real quick, just some interesting stats on the box office of Superman. So no spoilers yet. But after this, we can get into spoilers finally. So total budget of Superman, doing a little math here, numbers, $325 million, including the marketing budget. So I'm doing production and marketing together. So total overall budget, $325 million. Total box office as of today is at $409 million. So within 10 days, so a week and a half, it's already broke even and actually made, what's that, $84 million.
It's a little bit of money.
Not bad. Opening weekend domestic numbers was at 125 million. So, just for the US and Canada or North American box office was at 125 million. and the opening weekend global was 220. So I believe it made back its production budget in the opening weekend, and yeah, it went on to within the first week really make back its total budget in general. So did a really good job as far as its numbers went in the summer box office, especially just how good this year's been overall with a lot of big blockbusters, big IPs. Excuse me, a lot of
It's
indigestion
been a
from this.
great summer.
Yeah, great summer of films, and still got more to come for sure, especially with Fantastic Four this weekend. And yeah, this month is not letting up yet, and more movies to come out for sure, and for the rest of the year. And I think as the years go on for the rest of the decade, we're only going to be getting better and better with different stuff. But anyways, so it's the biggest worldwide. It had the biggest worldwide opening weekend for any Superman movie ever. Was really good as well. Yeah, Man of Steel and Superman Returns and all the old Superman, of course. And Batman versus Superman, maybe, I don't know. I have to look that up.
Last time I checked, it hadn't beat it, but that was a couple
probably
days
didn't
ago.
beat it. Honestly, Batman versus Superman had a huge opening weekend. But anyways, came in third for opening weekend of the year, I believe, for domestic weekend or maybe worldwide. But came in third behind Minecraft, which is 162 million. Yeah, so it was second or third domestically. Minecraft at 162 million dollars on its domestic opening weekend. Lilo and Stitch was at 146, so Superman had 125, coming in third for the year. So not bad on that end as well. Finished both the last two weekends above estimates. And by the way, all top 5 and top 10 films for the last two weekends have finished above estimates before the weekend, and as like a gross overall. Yeah, the top 10 totaled $200 million last weekend, which was the second biggest opening of the year, or second biggest weekend of the year. I believe it was the Minecraft weekend, yes. But yeah, as far
Chicken
as like with Jurassic Park, and every other film really that was out, not this last weekend, but the weekend before Superman's opening weekend, the 12th and the 11th through the 13th. That weekend was $200 million for the top 10 movies domestically. So like I said, second biggest box office weekend of the year overall. So that was awesome to see. Superman's on track right now to settle somewhere around $700 million. That would earn, Warner Brothers about a little over twice their investment, which would be
solid.
Yeah, really solid first outing. It would be, I think Man of Steel made about $650 million, somewhere in that range, maybe a little less than that. But, adjusted for inflation, I think they'll end up about, the exact same. And both, starting out for a new DC universe. I think the bigger question is like, how does it move going forward? Because I think they were both good openings for their respective universes, but again, how do they follow up on it is the true question, box office wise and quality wise. But going on about Superman's box office performance, within the first 10 days, it has surpassed the box office of 4 of the final DCEU films, which include Black Adam, Shazam 2, The Flash, and Blue Beetle. It's days away from outperforming the 5th film, which is Aquaman 2. It had $439 million total, and again, Superman's at 409. So within 2 to 3 days or so, it'll probably surpass Aquaman 2. And hate to say it, but already doubled the total performance of Joker Folie à Deux. Just wanted to say that as well for Warner Brothers. So
let's just not talk about that movie again forever.
I don't mean to make any of those points to say that Superman, Superman's a much bigger IP than really any of those things. Joker, is up there, but that was a special case scenario as well. Flash is huge, Aquaman's huge, but still Superman, is the biggest, I would say, and was
recognizable.
hyped up probably the most out of all those as well. Probably had the biggest production budget, biggest
Yeah,
marketing
no
budget,
doubt about that.
biggest name,
I
all
mean,
that
it was
stuff.
Superman's everywhere. Fortnite, toys
Yeah.
everywhere,
As
clothing everywhere.
as we've talked about on numerous podcasts, Superman is, in the big three of the biggest superheroes of all time and is probably number one, arguably,
Yeah,
for sure, number one.
especially being recognizable, just the S. I mean, alone.
Yeah, the symbol. That, Batman, Spider-Man, those three, are interchangeable, I think, in each spot. You could argue at any given time, and
Sure,
just depending on what's come out
absolutely.
at that time. But again, I'm not making that point or regurgitating that stat to say that oh, it's, I don't know, like it's so impressive to that. It's just more of just
Mhm.
showing that the recent performance of the DCU and Warner Brothers has not been the greatest. So again, within 10 days, it's outperformed so many of their recent outings in like the last 5 years, and even movies that are good quality, like Black Adam's not a bad movie. Shazam
Right.
2, not great. The
Hmm.
Flash is not a bad movie at all. Blue
I
Beetle's
like the
not.
Flash a lot.
Yeah, I like the Flash. Blue Beetle's, considered to
It's
be
not
very good
terrible.
quality. Aquaman 2 is not considered to be the best, but again, like these aren't like just terrible movies. But again, just saying that, and Joker Folie à Deux is considered to be a bad movie. But
It is a bad movie,
um, anyways,
subjectively.
or you mean objectively? um,
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, objectively too. I was trying to be nice.
Oh, I thought you were trying to be mean. No, just saying that it's done really well for the recent Warner Brothers, and has turned it around for them financially in such a great way,
Right.
and as far as tone goes and the outlook of the future DCU, as we've talked about. But right now, Superman currently sits at number 8 for the top grossing films of the year. I had the list before, but I don't have it right now. But it's going to move up the list pretty quickly over the next week or two. And, leading up to Fantastic Four, and, I don't know if you just saw, but this last weekend, it was, I think, the 2 year anniversary of the Barbenheimer
Yes, I
weekend,
did. I saw that. Yep.
the phenomenon. So, my final question, wrapping all this box office talk up. Um, with Fantastic Four coming out this weekend, do you think Superman's box office could take off even more with a double feature trend similar to Barbenheimer in any way? Do you think it could boost the box
I think it.
office
I think so.
for the
Yeah,
weekend?
I really do. Uh, I don't think it would be like Bart. I don't think it would be to that level. I mean, maybe. I guess it could be, but
Yeah,
um, I think just being. I think both of these movies, not just being superhero movies, but also being like fun, aesthetic pleasing, uplifting movies, just based on trailers, which we don't know how the Fantastic Four movie is going to be, but it looks like it's going to be a happier. It's a family. Obviously, there'll be some trials and tribulations, but uh, I think those two things playing off each other and being the same, both movies, I think a double feature will definitely happen a
yeah.
lot.
I've even seen Pedro Pascal like posted on his Instagram
Yeah,
something like super
yeah,
fantastic, and
which is cool.
Kevin Feige has talked about he has seen Superman and really enjoyed it. So I think they're hyping up just superhero movies in general, trying to
Yeah,
shake
because they
off
want
that.
people to come watch theirs.
Yeah, exactly, and shake off that
Please,
whole
which
idea
is
of
fine.
superhero fatigue. Get rid of that idea. But
We're not. It's no such thing as superhero fatigue. We're just fatigued with crappy superhero movies,
yeah,
which
for
both
sure.
companies have made
Yeah, 100%.
in a large abundance.
Yeah, I definitely think it could help out. And the last 2 weekends, like I said, I think the top films have all finished higher than estimated. So with that being said, I think Superman could outperform again for another weekend. And again is aiming for about $700 million. So I think that's looking good. And Fantastic Four rolling right into that, I think it could help boost the conversation around it or the hype around it. So guess we'll see how it all goes. Okay, so I guess we can move on now. Finally, to spoiler discussion. So anybody who hasn't seen Superman, feel free to cut us off here. And those who have, feel free to tag along. So, is there any anything in particular you want to start us out with, Seth? Any points you
I
want to
just
bring
really
up?
don't know where to start. Gosh, that movie is so good. Everything about it was not. I mean, obviously there's a few things here and there. I didn't really like. I'll just start off with something I didn't like. Nitpick, very
Okay.
small. The scene with Pa Kent. I also hate calling him Pa Kent. I don't know why. I don't like, but whatever. Uh, One, her accent was just atrociously bad, like over the top. Whatever. Two, I didn't like the scene with him and Pa Kent towards the end where they're on the bench outside. Like I like the overall message, but I don't know. Something about that scene just seemed weird. Like them two talking just didn't vibe very well with me. But the message overall was good.
I
I just
liked
didn't I didn't like that.
I liked the more, I guess, like sensitive father angle there. Um,
Yeah, I'm
but
fine with that.
but him just kind of checking in, like, just things don't seem to be going so good with you. I know all this stuff's going on in the public or stuff's happening in general, but like it seems to really be getting to you, like what's going on with you personally. But um, yeah, I just enjoyed the scene, or it felt like the emotional connection there, and more of being there for Clark um, during that scene. So, did you say you lost power, Seth? Oh, well, um, Seth seems to be booting back up here. So I'll give him a minute and just keep on talking. And if his power keeps going out or my power goes out, then I guess we'll just talk spoiler discussion on a separate podcast. This could be interesting here. We are recording right now, Monday night, the 21st of July. There's a bad storm going on in our area, so we'll see. But anyways, hopefully he's doing okay. Superman, for the opening scene for me, just starting out at the beginning, and I can catch Seth up on all this, but um, love how it starts out with the same way that the first trailer started out, with him just falling out of the sky into the snow. Crypto checking on him or trying to take him back home. The humor that's added there of Crypto jumping all over him, like you think Crypto from the trailers could just be like a really good boy and just doing what he's told, but the difference of that in the movie, of how rebellious Crypto is, and really just a bad dog at times, and violent outbursts and stuff. Um, Sound of Discord notification, by the way, of Seth leaving. But anyways, yeah, just loved how the Crypto character turned out to be, and they flipped it on its head from kind of the jump. And Superman, the idea of Superman being able to beat anybody, they flipped that idea on its head as well. So started out in a very different way than a lot of other movies would have opened up, or whole entire universes would have opened up. So love how it opened up with that, and then moving on to the Fortress of Solitude, which is something that didn't really get brought up a whole lot in Man of Steel, or the location wasn't like shown a bunch. It was more of grounded, not as big in scale, or as again comic booky and over the top as it was in this movie. So I really loved how the Fortress of Solitude was portrayed. The Superman robots, or the Superbots, that was interesting. Something I wasn't really familiar with for me before, but apparently is comic book accurate. So that was cool too. The design of the robots was cool, and the humor shared there, like between Superman and the Superman robots, really awesome. Um, Also the magnifying glass of that's used on Superman to regenerate him and heal him, because he gets his power from the sun. So having that magnifying glass from the sun, while he's in like a medical chair, to be able to heal, something that I haven't really seen before, or didn't really think about before, but pretty awesome. I'm familiar with like Superman flying into space or flying into the sun to reboot, but not really with the whole microscope thing. So I thought that was a really cool tool that was used. Um, And that was all, again, really in just the first 5 minutes of the movie of different lore that was brought up or introducing us to this iteration of Superman and a Crypto that we really haven't gotten to see in a live action iteration. So that was really cool as well. Also love, once it gets the Superman logo at the beginning and the music playing, how it goes on to introduce us to Lex and his character, and how he's been controlling the hammer of Baravia, who's really Ultraman, who's really. I'm gonna have to go back with this with Seth. I'm sorry, guys, but definitely gonna have to mention the fact that Ultraman being, of course, Superman, like Bizarro clone type character. So Lex being able to control him, not just with like speech, really, it sounds like, or I guess with speech, they just like hammered into him like this program. It's not really explained, but for him to do moves like he's playing a video game, just yelling out number combinations like 1A, 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 which is one of the best moments in the whole movie. But yeah, the way they introduce Lex and Ultraman and the engineer, and how he created both of them, really awesome. The way they introduced Luthor Corp and it having its own kind of intro at the beginning of the film, similar to the Superman title intro, like he was going to have his own movie, or this is actually my movie, and he hated the idea of Superman even getting his own movie. It just kind of felt meta for a moment. But yeah, the Luthor character was incredible. Seth, are you back now?
I am back.
Okay. Whew, I was about to talk myself to death. I may actually need to get my girlfriend to come bring me a water. Just trying to continue entertaining the audience because I didn't stop.
Sure. Yeah.
No stopping.
Good. Have you talked about? Let's see, there's some stuff.
So I just started from the beginning, really,
Okay.
which we don't have to go through scene by scene of the whole movie, but just opened up talking about, love how it started out with the same thing as the trailer, Superman falling out of the sky, Superman losing a fight, which kind of puts the whole idea of Superman.
I'm sure every audience was like, "What the heck?" I thought he was invincible.
Yeah, exactly. The whole idea of Superman, and that's been the most heard complaint about Superman in the last like 10 years or so.
Sure.
Yeah, that flipping on its head, plus like with Crypto, the way that he's introduced, like same way as in the trailer, but in the trailers you think Crypto could just be like, oh, he's just a good boy, or he does what he's told, but you find out very quickly that he is not that much of a good boy.
He does not really
listen much. Kind of violent outburst, pouncing on Superman and hurting. He has the power of like a Kryptonian, so it's like a little Kryptonian dog that's really hurting him, or even when he bites him, like you have to keep in mind that no, that's actually really hurting Superman. But anyways, just kind of flipping both those characters on their head from like the very jump, and again opening the same as the first trailer did, which is really cool, but like even that feeling different watching it in a movie rather than when we watched it in the trailer. But then getting taken to the Fortress of Solitude, loved how like over the top that the Fortress of Solitude was, like looks like it is in the comics. Thank you.
Right.
But like not trash on the movie at all, or just kind of trying to compare the last two recent iterations. But with Man of Steel and the Fortress of Solitude, it was kind of tucked away in its own little spot, but the location wasn't really highlighted that much, or it didn't have all like the crystal look of it and stuff. Like this one is like straight out of the comic books, like coming up out of the ice and everything, like that whole stuff. The shots of Crypto that's like carrying him, just amazing. Opening, and then 1 second, I've got to get a drink. I'm so sorry. With the Superbots,
yes.
That I wasn't familiar with, at least that I can remember, but apparently is like comic accurate and stuff, or you guys has had those before. But love the design on those, the looks of them. a weird thing to say again to compare one movie to another, but kind of like what we've seen like in the Fantastic Four trailers with like the even the car, that like the fins that were on that blue Fantastic car or whatever in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Just the design that makes you think of like different eras or stuff, or just like it's just like pure escapism, I guess to say. It doesn't feel like our own world, and just like it's
Right.
highlighted in little things like that. Like I don't even know what type of material was used on those robots, but or even like the colors of them is hard to describe. But it was just really
Yeah.
cool the way they were done. The humor that was there between them and Superman was well
Yeah, that was
done.
great. That
The
was great.
microscope from the sun, I said that we've seen in the past Superman like flying to the sun or different things like
Hmm.
that, but I wasn't familiar with like some sort of like 4x
But
microscope that could
just like
power him
amplifies
back.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And again, all that being in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Uh, One thing I wanted to say, I don't know if you noticed too on your second watch, I felt like I was catching on my first watch, but felt it even more on the second. Was the way that opens up, it has the title finally come up with Superman. But
Yes.
then after Lex is introduced and you're getting to know him and the Hammer of Barabia, who really is Ultraman, who really is Bizarro
Superman's
Superman.
clone. Yeah.
Um, and then the engineer, after you get introduced to them, it flashes the Luthor Corp sign almost as if it's like a title intro, just like the Superman thing was. And it feels like this is his own movie too, almost like meta in a way that like hating the idea that, oh, this isn't Superman's movie, it's my movie, or like this is like my show,
Right.
sort of thing. I don't know if that was like, I felt like that was intentional, that it was like two movies going on, I guess, at the same time. It's the Superman movie and it's the Luthor Court movie. Uh, but
Something I read online about the Luthor Corp thing was apparently in the comics and most movies it's called Lex Corp, but
yeah,
in Smallville
it was called
it
Luthor Court.
was Luthor Corp, so it's
That's
kind of like a
because of
nod to
his,
Smallville.
well, and also because in Smallville they go into the Lionel Luthor storyline a lot more, and that his
Yeah, his
dad,
dad.
being like the founder of the company and Luthor Corp,
Hmm.
because that way they would have named after his last name. But in other iterations, it's Lex that founds the company, and of
Sure.
course he calls it Lex Corp instead of Luthor Corp. I think it also could be hinting at the fact that maybe he didn't start this company originally. Maybe his dad could get introduced in the future, like Lionel Luthor.
Did
I would be all for that. I love the actor that played him in Smallville. He was one of the best actors in the show.
didn't
Uh,
he say, or maybe it wasn't him? He made his. They I thought they referenced in the movie how he made all his money, and not just arms deals. I thought it was something else. Like I think it was Jimmy and Lois at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna try to look for it tomorrow when I watch it. But
at some point, they talk about his deal with what's the country again? There's John.
not
J-
Baravia,
yeah, I think it's
Jarhanpur.
yeah. There's John Hanpur, but yeah, I think it's them because Bravia. I get them both mixed up. Is Bravia the one getting invaded or the one that's doing the
No,
invading?
they're doing the invaded
They're doing
because
the
there's a
invading.
hammer of
That's
Baravia.
right. Yeah, the Hammer of
Yeah.
Bravia. So they had a scene where they talked about the deal between Lex and Baravia and the numbers of like he only got paid $7 billion for $75 billion worth of arms. They
Uh-huh.
had that scene, but I didn't remember a scene about how Lex got his fortune in the first place. I assume
Um,
just bad science or crazy
right.
technical pocket universe type stuff.
Um,
Or arms deals. I mean, with the government, because he was having meetings with the government from like the first scene that we see him really.
with
Um,
Rick Flag Senior,
yeah, Rick Flag Senior and some other people.
who is canon and already in the universe because of Creature Commandos.
Yeah, yeah, and the animated. Yeah,
And I guess is Suicide Squad is canon because he's the dad of the guy from Suicide Squad that died of the Rick Flag Jr.
yes, yes,
So
yes. I
so
believe that's
anyways,
true.
but technically
Uh,
Suicide Squad's first DCU movie.
I don't think.
Anyways,
I think it's kind of like the Peacemaker though. Like on the first
yeah.
season is not like fully canon, but like parts of it are gonna be continued.
Apparently, apparently, I saw where um, James Gunn said that the new season of Peacemaker will explain like what's going to be the main like turning point for DCU, some event.
I
Maybe the
think.
event's not happening, but it's going to tell you what could be happening. And he said it's nothing that you're going to guess. So I was like, okay, that's good, I guess. But see,
I don't think I would guess Brainiac. Maybe, hopefully, Brainiac.
yeah, I hope it
Uh,
isn't Brainiac. I would never guess that.
that's what I really want, honestly. And I think James Gunn is perfectly set up
Yeah,
as a visionary for that sort of
he's the man.
storyline. Um, and that's like the villain for me that I've been. I know Darkseid has always built up so much, but um, man, I'd love Brainiac so much. And that would kind of follow with some of the storyline of the first season of Peacemaker. You know, with the whole brain control storyline that they had
Right? Yeah.
there. So who knows? But yeah, I just really like the Lex again character. Liked the him using Ultraman slash Bizarro as like a video game character with like the combinations and the whole 1A thing being one of the best moments of the movie probably. Again,
Mm,
like the
right.
emotion that he puts into a lot of his lines, like just physically and everything, like he's just so into it. It seems like when Nicholas Holt, like when he feels like he's about to get actually finally kill Superman, like in those few moments, it just like when the engineer's filling up Superman's lungs, which would be one of
Yeah.
my few complaints about the movie because like I I know that Superman's supposed to be able to last a really long time without oxygen. I mean, he's able to, fly from planets to planets and stuff like that.
Right. They said, I think in the movie, they even referenced that he could hold his breath for an hour.
Yeah, but they were like, well, but if we take out his
His lungs
oxygen
are
in his
right.
lungs or fill up his lungs, like he'll like choke to death pretty much, which
Hmm.
I guess makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, it was definitely trying to tackle it from a more like interesting way, or like try to get at Superman in different ways, which
Hmm.
I really like the ingenuity of that at the very like least, even if it doesn't make the most amount of sense to me. I wouldn't necessarily chalk it up to like it made the movie any worse because like it was very believable in the film in the way that they do that whole sequence of again choking him and then concealing his whole body with those nanobites or whatever, flying up into space. I don't know about you, but I thought he was going to go into the sun, of course, to like
Yeah.
get more power,
Yeah.
burn
I
them
thought I
off,
did not think he was going to go up there just to plummet down to
torpedo
do it. Yeah.
back
Yeah.
down.
Like he's like, oh, well, if you're going to hang on, then
Yeah, at a certain
buckle up.
point, I was like wondering like why is an Ultraman like flying away? On one hand, he's dumb. On another hand, like
Yeah.
I think they were trying to like keep trying to keep him down or trying to knock him out or whatever. So they were working on that the whole way down. But anyways, that torpedoing down to the ground, that whole sequence was great. Um, Superman versus the Bizarro, like that was one of the more action heavy sequences of the whole
There
movie.
was saw this online that uh so the whole movie Lex is basically written down every possible move Superman makes and like used it to call out every attack that
Yeah,
Bizarro will do. And somebody made a great point that at the end, whenever it looks like Superman's down and out for the count, and he just keeps screaming 1A, which is the first attack he ever coded in, which is just a straight
this
punch
yeah
to
simple
Superman's
punch.
face. And
Well,
he's
that's what
like,
I was.
the first thing he ever coded in was just a straight punch to his face. That's how much he hated this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing earlier with that, like being one of the best moments of the whole movie, not just like because of the delivery, but like, yeah, I
One
mean,
A, one
I was
A,
paying
one A,
attention to
one
that too
A.
because 1A has to be the first thing that he's ever
Like
set
the
up.
absolute
And even
first.
in like a video game, like the simple thing that you can do would be just a simple punch. Like
Yep.
that's what you go for.
First thing he ever
Uh,
coded in.
just like a sucker punch. Uh, so yeah, it made sense like overall with all that stuff and the way again that was handled and like the way that Lex, because you wonder like how can Lex stand a chance as a villain? Like we get that he may be smarter or more devious than
Hmm.
Superman is.
Willing to go the extra
Um,
mile.
do the dirty work, like setting up an entire war so that Superman looks bad
That
for
was
trying to stop the war.
that was a great line in the movie where he said, I didn't set up this invasion, or I didn't try to kill you to get this invasion started. I set this invasion up to try to so I could kill
Yeah,
you. Like
yeah.
that's all I cared about.
And the reason
That's
I like
terrible.
lost out on like $100 billion was just to try to set you
Just to
up
try to
in this
frame
situation,
you.
make you look bad politically, all these different things. Yeah,
Grade A hater, Lex
yeah,
Luthor.
and the like we talked or like you just mentioned the memorizing all of Superman's moves so that he can counter them or just fight it, like basically just beating him before he even gets
And
to
you
do
hear
anything
one of
most of the
his
time.
cronies reference that he'd been studying them for 3 years. So
That and then
pretty much ever since Superman have showed up.
on top of that, like him revealing about Bizarro, like, yeah, I scraped every single scene, like everywhere you've ever been for all of your DNA, and then
Mm-hmm.
created this Bizarro Superman. Like, yeah. And then even like when Superman tells him, like, you're just so like envious or jealous, aren't you, Luthor? He's like, yeah, I'm not dense. Like, I know that I'm like fueled by jealousy. Like, it's gonna be the saving emotion of humanity is my jealousy. Like, basically, I don't know, just the delusions of grandeur that Lex has, and
He
even
just,
at the same
yeah.
time though being so self-aware. It's just a
Mm.
great juxtaposition of his character. It just you didn't really get too deep into his backstory or his character, but just the pure hatred of this man and the
That's all it was
obsessive
that drove him.
nature of him and oh my god, man, we got to talk about the roulette scene because that
Yeah, that was
really
heavy,
went out there.
and
That
did not
really
see
went
that
out there,
coming in the slightest.
especially for a children's film. I get that. I got it on second watch, especially that it like cuts away to like this
Yeah, you
far
don't really
wide
see.
angle,
Right,
but still, like
you
that
still
was
see it,
pretty. Yeah, that was
just
heavy.
not. I mean, I didn't
I
see
mean,
that come. Like, is that the only person that died in the movie?
um, trying to know the president of Moravia
Oh
died.
well. Hey, he could have survived.
No, they actually. Oh, so okay. I wanted to talk about. I guess right before we get to all the whole roulette and all that. There's been some interesting like the boys type behavior from DC lately that I've noticed. One is the
I hope not.
Ultraman costume, similar
Oh,
to
Black Noir.
Noir, yeah, which I just thought was like the first thing. Well, then the other stuff is so they've created like a Luthor Corp official like
Planet
Twitter
Watch.
account and like Planet Watch Twitter account. They've created a Justice Gang Twitter account, like
Oh
official,
my gosh.
similar to like the VOT stuff, but they've done it for different organizations, or even like the company that is funding the Justice Gang, which I forget which company that
Planet
is.
Watch or no?
No, Planet Watch is Luther's team. This is like the
Justice King, 15,000 followers. Oh, owned by Maxwell Lord,
yeah. I think so. I think it's
Lord
like
Tech.
Lord Co or Lord Tech. Yeah, they have their own
Yeah.
page. So they've done pages for all this stuff that seems official. And there was an actual like public statement from the Justice Gang like earlier today. And they were
Yeah,
talking
I
about
see
Hawk
it.
Girl killing the president of Bravia was on the statement. But so that's also like boys type behavior. Also talking about the
Uh,
deaths as well because they confirm his death. But yeah, boys type behavior to me with all the VOT news stuff, like public releases. But I do think it's like a cool and fun way
it's
to
smart and it's
keep
very
people
smart.
entertained between like film releases or show releases or all that stuff. And like, you can build up more lore or talk about things that are going on in the world, like with quick
Mm.
snippets, like 30-second interviews and stuff. So I think it's cool. It's just a lot of stuff like that does seem like you go a little more like the boys. You get inspiration from the boys. Like I don't know.
I hope that.
There was
Hope they
another thing
just
too.
don't go any further though.
Yeah, there's another thing too that made me think about the boys, but I can't remember now. I love. Well, okay. The first the roulette stuff.
Yeah.
That was definitely the darkest thing in the movie, and definitely like more off tonally of a lot of the things. But I think it was for me, it was fine. It was just more of like being that family friendly sort of movie.
Mhm.
Kind of goes away with
Mhm.
that one scene, but I do think it amplifies like how psychotic Lex is, how he doesn't care, and the president of
Yeah.
Moravia, and is like a turning moment for uh, Metamorpho, and also like a harsh moment for Superman. Just going to show like how far Lex will go just to try to get at him, like just to hurt this person that it just makes some
Yeah, yeah,
sandwiches
like he
one
said, like
time.
he as after he shot him and he's walking, he's like, I'm gonna go get someone else that you talked to once to kill them.
Well, I
Uh,
love too, in the again, this goes back to how a trailer can seem one way and the movie makes it feel a different way, which is
mhm.
just amazing. I love when that happens. So when he talks about go to get that reporter that you always talk to, and he said Clark
Mhm.
Kent in the movie is what he says. In the trailer, it makes it seem like Lois Lane is
Lois,
who he's
right,
talking about. Um, but then also like who raised you as a child, like that sort of thing. I'll kill them too.
right,
Um, so yeah, like in him asking that question as he's torturing that guy, or going through the bullets, like who raised you? Like I want to know so I can kill him. It's just like I don't know. It was necessary. I feel like to just show how terrible of a villain he is, and go to like over the top and go there is just like really kind of risking it. I guess I'm not mad at it.
right. No, I understand. Uh,
Uh,
when the first time we saw it, my jaw dropped because like, oh wow, I didn't expect him to actually. But I don't know what I expect him to do at that point.
and
Like
then
if he
they
doesn't kill
almost
him, then
it wasn't like a Joker moment, but it was like kind of a. They tried to go with a little bit of sadistic humor with the. I didn't expect it to go
to
off
go that
that
fast.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that reminds me of that Jack Nicholson Departed scene almost. Like she fell funny
Right.
or whatever after he like
Oh my
shoots a
gosh.
woman in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Um, that sort of thing. Like it was pretty dark. But anyways, yeah, that really went there. I could see where people might not be the happiest with that decision, especially in a movie that is really overall like a very happy and joyful movie. Um, at the end of the day, but another one of the decisions that again I could see people griping about just because it's so different from tradition, but again, is Superman's biological parents. Having more of a Homelander sort of, or not
Right.
Homelander, but a Omni Man sort of outlook on things, and I guess Homelander as well. But them toying with that idea, I think from the jump in this, or addressing that idea of Superman gone bad from the jump, I thought was interesting. Um, but especially changing like the whole idea of who Kryptonians are, the type of people they
Mhm.
are, or at least Superman's parents at the very least, and what they set out for him to do. Definitely a huge change up in the message all out of nowhere. They went from like, we love
Right.
you, we think this is a good home for you, the people there are
I
kind,
didn't
but they're
like
also
that.
very easy to manipulate and you could kill them all. So it just like seemed kind of forced a little bit.
Yeah, like the news broke and like they literally went from hugging him within seconds to like throwing stuff at him. Like you just all these people just immediately believe that. I understand some of them.
Yeah,
I
well, I
didn't.
think
I
I
didn't
think
really
Lex
understand.
really Lex really got the good angles on it with the herring thing, and he's been trying to lure us all along, and this has been a lie.
Right.
Like I don't think the parents' message really just sent it all the way home as much as Lex did.
Sure.
Which
He
really
really
lucky
sold
on
it.
his part that they ended up getting all that message. That's what made it hard for me to believe that it was real. But James Gunn has confirmed that it was a real message. So
Uh, I'm glad you brought that
interesting.
up. I was reading an interview he had with somebody today where the guy, maybe it was Deadline, I don't know, Variety, I don't know, somebody, and they asked him like basically, are people are thinking like you're gonna like go back and change the parents' message and say that it was faked or something? And he's like, well, those people are shit out of luck
Yeah.
because we're not going back and changing that. And I was like, which
Yeah.
I like. I think that we both said this when we got out of the first showing that I specifically like the fact that they it makes sense that his parents and who they were and what kind of people they were, that they would say like, you pretty much go here and rule here because you're basically going to be a god to them.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, that's believable.
yeah, it is
I
very
understand it's
believable.
not what people want to hear because it's Superman, but like we're not going to see his parents anymore.
Well, and
Just
it adds a more interesting dynamic to his character when one set of parents want this, the other set of parents are this way, and Superman is this way. It's like different philosophies at play and different things tearing at him that force him to like decide a little more. When both of the parents are just altruistic in their own ways,
mhm.
it's not really there's no conflict there, no drama. Not saying that I need a whole lot of that, but I'm just saying it makes more sense to me for the
Right.
character. I'm not mad at that change at all.
No,
One
I really liked
surprise,
it, honestly.
opening surprise being Bradley Cooper being his father on that end. That was,
Yeah, that seems so random. Like, I mean, I know why he was in like him and James Gunn, obviously connection, but I don't know, just seemed like really weird.
I could
It didn't
see,
look right, honestly, to
I
me.
could see that not being his only appearance as Jor-El. Um,
Yeah. What do you think?
I
What do you
don't
think
know.
he'd pop up again?
I
Or you
think
just don't.
either
You just don't think it's it.
surviving. I think either surviving or going back to Krypton during that time is still a
Like a
possibility.
flashback.
Yeah, in the future.
Yeah.
I don't think they have to start out with all that stuff, but
Right.
I think if they produce enough content or different things like that, or go different directions, who knows? Or just pop up again, different messages. I don't think that has to be like a throwaway little message scene, but it could be. Or in the past, Jor-El's like spirit has basically been encoded into the Fortress of Solitude. Like maybe that pops up into a thing, and Superman has a discussion with him, like goes into more depth about
Hmm.
that or dealing with that. I don't know, because that is a big thing to learn, and especially like you said, building up his whole personality kind of, or who he wanted to be as Superman based off of that message. But love, the full circle, as everybody loves in movies. Starting out with Superman at the beginning, the what the messages from his parents is what soothes him, and it's his biological parents, and then
Right.
ending up at the very end with his adopted parents, and they seem a lot more. At least the difference between the two is one of them sent them on a mission to rule the earth and
Yeah.
all that sort of thing, and to spread his seed. Whereas
Uh,
the other one seems to be a lot more free flowing. Like they didn't ask really anything of him; they just wanted to be a good person. That's
yeah.
really
They just wanted
it
to
at the
raise
end of the
a
day.
good kid,
Yeah,
which I think
didn't
is what at
they
least
weren't trying to
good
tell him
parents
what
want.
to do at all, and that's what even his dad says. And I love in that
Yeah.
conversation out on the porch is like,
Mhm.
we're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to give you the tools and let you make fools of yourselves all on your own. I think
Right.
that is so true for parenting, and just one of those other
Yeah.
messages in the
100%.
movie that just there's so many different again emotional notes or different things this movie kind of touches on or speaks on that isn't like really political in any way. It's just
No, I saw. I want to before we continue anything. I saw a bunch of stuff before this movie came out about people saying that it was going to be politically driven and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, I just never believed that was going to be the case, and I'm glad to know that it wasn't on any side. It was just a movie. Like it's
I
not
mean
political.
I get the whole Baravia and
Sure,
Jarnhan Poor or whatever, like
but that's
you
been
know
done in movies, for all since we were before we were born.
yeah,
That kind of plot.
I think it's just the timing, and I
Sure.
do think this movie comes at a time, as we talked about, where it's much needed. Again, there's not a whole lot of joy in movies or shows
No.
or a lot of media or
No.
life nowadays of the world, and so you come out with a big smile on your face and just makes you feel really good. Like I can't wait to own this movie at home. Like this will
Yeah,
be a movie I
as soon
watch
as
all
I've
the
been trying to
time.
see when they're going to announce a steelbook because I'm going to try to get it as soon as it drops the pre-order.
Yeah, this like Smallville is one of my comfort watches, like that I put on like if I need to fall asleep at night and stuff. Sometimes I'll just throw
Sure.
on Smallville. I could definitely
Where's
see
that
this being
stream
like
at now?
another some. Smallville's on
Netflix? Hulu?
Hulu. I
Seems like a Hulu
believe.
thing. It's CW, so that would make sense.
I believe it's on Hulu. But yeah, just a very
Yeah,
comforting
Hulu.
film. It is on Hulu. Okay.
Yep.
Very comforting film overall. Um, I don't know. Like I said, it's just timely in a lot of different ways with the messaging that it has, and I loved. I wanted to say too, my girlfriend usually has some of the better observations than I have, but coming out the first time, she said that if this was the first time she'd ever been introduced to Superman and she was like a
Hmm.
kid, she feels like Superman would be like her favorite superhero in the world, and she would be obsessed with everything about Superman and want to get into more of the world of Superman.
Right.
Um,
No,
and
I can definitely see that
yeah,
for a bunch of. I mean, I went to see it the second time of my wife and daughter, and they. No, my daughter has never watched a superhero movie before, and don't think my wife has. That I can remember.
really,
And they both. I'm sure maybe me and her. Oh no, that's not true. We went to see the Batman, but not two totally different movies. But
yeah.
um, at least my daughter, who'd never seen one, she loved it. She loved. I mean, she covered her eyes when the kissing scenes happened, of course. But uh, she loved Crypto, of course. That was a favorite.
Yeah,
I actually bought a little plushie of him at the movie, and then yeah, she was excited to see the movie like before the movie. So I mean, it definitely reached the audiences it needed to reach, and then more,
yeah,
which is great. She wanted to stay for it. She always asked, uh, "Is there any secret parts at the end of the movies, aka post-credit scenes?" I always think that's funny. I don't know why. I was like,
yeah. I guess
"Yeah, there
because we
should
didn't
be."
really grow up with that that
Yeah, if
much.
we didn't like, at all, like, I actually want to know. Wonder what the first ever post-credit scene was.
I think I've seen that before, and I think it's like older. Actually, you
I feel like you're
would be
probably right. That
surprised,
makes
but
sense.
first post credit scene, the Muppet movie.
I would not have guessed that.
First modern film to feature a post-credit scene, often used for comedic effect or to tease future storylines, is the Muppet movie 1979.
Oh my goodness.
While some films like The Silencers 1966 had post-credit scenes earlier, the Muppet movie popularized the technique. So actually, The Silencers is considered to be, I guess, the first. Yeah, considered by some to have the first post-credit scene, featuring a humorous scene with Dean Martin and scantily clad women. However, Wikipedia
Yeah, it
notes that it
checks
was
out.
more of a gag than a way to tease future content. But still, I mean, it's a post-credit scene, so that counts to me, no matter what it is. So,
Um, that's
wow,
cool.
go back a long time.
Now we know.
Yeah, the more you know.
But to get all the way back to where we were actually
Yeah,
at, uh, they loved it. I loved it, of course. Everybody in the theater has loved it. Both times went to see it. It's just great, great to see. True superhero of the people, for the people.
yeah. I mean, he really is like the epitome of what we think of superheroes or what superheroes are supposed to be, or the whole idea
Supposed to
of
be.
them.
Yeah.
Um, again, like a person that you can strive to be more like in certain ways, or I think we could all be more like. Um, I don't know. He's just a really good human being, like just a reflection of that. Well, I mean, since we're in spoiler talk, a few of the ones that really hit so well to me, again, a reflection of his character, but also so emotional, was like when he's telling Lois that he's gonna go try to find Crypto um, and go save
Hmm.
him. And he's like,
Yeah.
and she's like, you're gonna go. The DOJ is asking for you. You're turning yourself in just so you can try to find this dog. Hopefully, he's like, yeah, and
Hmm.
he's not even really a very good dog.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but he's out there alone and probably scared. So, I need to find him.
I got to do it. We're not
And
even bringing up the biggest part, him saving a squirrel.
yeah, I think that's the smallest thing in the world that he's saying. And I love that. Like, we talked about before the movie in advance. I think I mentioned this with a couple people that leading up to the movie, it felt like the type of Superman that would save like a cat out of a tree.
Yeah, right.
That sort of Superman. And the fact that he saved a squirrel, I think, is even beyond that. But I loved
Apparently,
it as well.
I saw.
Screen tested it.
Well, yeah, and it did terrible apparently.
Yep.
But James, after that, James was like, no, I gotta have the squirrel in there. Basically,
Yeah,
he just
apparently some
went
people
against the screen
question why
test.
did Superman save a squirrel is what some of the
Yeah,
people
he's like,
said
why
during the
the
test
f did they
screenings.
save a squirrel? And he's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm still putting it in there.
Yeah,
Which I'm glad he did because I liked it. I thought it was cool.
I
Thought it was a
thought
good way to show the kind of character he is.
again going back to
You think Batman
prioritizing
saving a
saving
squirrel?
people. Yeah, I mean,
No.
again, the best moments I think in this movie, when you think about it, were Superman saving people. Like Superman saying that
Yep.
line got to me so much. Uh,
The
Superman in the Pocket universe when they're floating towards the black hole and he's saving Metamorpho's little child,
baby Joey.
baby Joey, Metamorpho himself and Crypto, holding on to him all at once, using his super breath to back him out of a black hole. Which just
Mhm.
the saying that out loud is just again going back to I love this about Superman. In this movie, but that shot of that was one of the most beautiful
Yeah, it
moments
was
I think in
awesome.
the whole movie. To me, I want a poster of that or that to be my wallpaper on my PC.
I think I want the one of
Um,
him coming out of the smoke,
I was gonna say that
the
could be on my
dust,
second monitor for sure because that was
just
again
checking on to make sure that she got out safe.
and another moment where he just saves somebody. Again, that's one of the best cinematography or just looking moments and breathtaking moments and emotional moments. And it's again him saving somebody. There is a lot to be had out of like action scenes, like badass, cool things
Sure.
that they do. One of the coolest things to me was when Metamorpho creates like a big Thor hammer looking thing.
Yeah, that was cool when they
That
were
was
fighting
awesome.
the rebels or the army. I mean,
I mean, Mr. Terrific with his four shields and his T spheres, not
not
circles, but
circles.
spheres.
Circles are flat.
Circles are two dimensional.
That was good.
But yeah, that humor.
He's
But
he's signed to a multi-movie deal as well.
yeah, I saw where
So
he
that's
said
good.
that he's glad he's not getting killed off immediately, like in his X-Men stuff.
I
Um,
don't even think of that.
yeah, but yeah, Mr. Terrific was incredible. But the way that all the characters are set up with their abilities and all the action, everything was amazing. It had such a good balance of so many different things. Like again, like people were afraid the movie was going to be messy. Like no, like it finds ways to like
I was
fit
one of those
all this
people at one
stuff
point.
together. I was too, but I'm just saying like coming out of the movie, like
It didn't feel messy at
it
all. No,
fits it
you're right.
all together like a great puzzle, like with the humor, with the action, with the emotion, with the character drama, with the romance, like between like Clark and Lois. Again, the whole parent storyline, the Lex versus Superman thing. Clark wasn't really included much, like just Clark Kent as a person, but even just
Hmm.
like the going to back to visiting home and that wasn't even like played out very long, but I thought that was like all I really needed out of it. Like I'd rather have more Superman than Clark anyway myself, which I like
Right.
that. I'd be complaining more if I got more Clark than Superman for sure. Um, but yeah, the engineer was one of my few complaints because a person that can turn their body into anything, just creating these saw blades that she keeps throwing at things over and over.
Yeah.
Like you can't come up with anything more. Like when she came up with that huge blaster and shot Superman out of the sky, like that was awesome. Like she
Yeah.
has a
It was
few
very cool.
moments where she's really cool. Like her as a character is not like all bad at all.
Right.
And she has some good moments, but I just thought like the overuse of the saw blade stuff. I'm like, you could be a little more inventive than that. I get
Yeah.
she's gonna have a
He
go-to, but like, surely
literally
she can
said
be more
anything she could
creative.
think of, and that was kind of it. Just saw
Yeah.
blades.
I'm interested to see where her character ends up because she is still around, I assume, at the end, and Lex
Yeah.
isn't
She
around,
she was.
so
They said she's just unconscious. So yeah.
yeah, I don't know if she could turn, I guess. And I'm all for seeing more of her in the future. Seeing more Bizarro, I assume,
At
maybe.
some
I don't
point down the
know.
line, yeah.
Um, I think they could be setting him up with something. Yeah, for sure.
Justice League Dark.
Don't really see him die. Uh, Maybe he turns into a Black Lantern or something.
Oh,
Um,
let's just get our Lantern show first.
yeah, that's what it's going to lead into in Lanterns is
Oh my god, that would be
Bizarro
fun.
Black Lantern.
Henry Cavill is Bizarro.
Yeah, or as General Zod, as people keep talking about in the last few days.
Oh my god.
That's
I think
all
he
I
will
keep
never come
seeing.
back, honestly.
James Gunn said he is all for using
Bringing him
him. I don't know
back.
if you saw that, but he said that he is totally down for that. And people said, please bring him as General Zod.
I would
That would be wild.
mess with that heavily.
That would be wild.
I would
I
be.
don't even know.
I don't think he would be good, but
I
also
mean,
I want it so bad.
we do live in an age where we have stuff like Spider-Man No Way Home. Like,
It's true.
we have the
It's been done,
Deadpool and
right?
Wolverine stuff. Like, there's like characters
Please,
that can
please
come
bring him
back.
back.
Henry
I don't
Cavill
care
even
what
in
he
that
is.
too.
I just want him back.
Oh,
Please.
I want him in so many things. It's ridiculous. I wish, you know what I wish? I wish Henry Cavill was used as much as Pedro Pascal is.
Yeah. And can we dial back on Pedro Pascal?
That's what I mean. I can.
I'm fatigued. You talk
I would
about
be
hero
good with
fatigue.
flip flopping.
I'm Pedro Pascal fatigued.
Yeah.
I'm done with him, man. Please
Yeah.
go away.
Let's calm down with him.
Please go away like you did in The Last of Us.
Don't look up anything about his father, by the way.
His IRL father.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely don't
Probably
look
going to
anything
now.
up about that. Anyways, I don't know why I just even dropped anything about that. I could keep
I
my
don't
shut.
either.
Anyways, yeah, lot to love out of Superman. Love the costume. Like I said, love the whole way the whole world was designed. Even like the Green Lantern costume and stuff. The Justice Gang, and that whole moment
Unfortunately, I just
between.
looked that up.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Anyways,
It's wild.
yeah, Guy Gardner, having, well, I mentioned earlier, my favorite comedic
The
moment
favorite, yeah, the
was
best.
between him and Metamorpho at the end when Hawk Girl's saying, like, Metamorpho's pretty awesome, maybe we should invite him on to the crew. And Guy Gardner saying, you want this ugly mug to be the face of the Justice Gang? Metamorpho's like, Justice Gang, that's an awesome name. Because the whole time Guy Gardner's been saying Justice Gang's so cool, and my vote counts, and Hot Girls doesn't count. Or what did he say? He said Mr. Terrific doesn't count because his
like,
name is Mr. Terrific.
yeah, your vote doesn't count because
So then it's Hot Girl versus him, so he breaks the
he gets the
tie
tiebreaker.
because he's the leader or founder. But so yeah, everybody else hating that name, and then Metamorpho finally coming around and saying that he loves that name, and then Guy Gardner without hesitation saying like you're in. Like I love like all apprehension about him like adding him to the group or anything. Everything just went out the window. Like you like the name Justice King. I got a 2 versus 1 vote. Like yeah. You're part of the
That's all he wanted. He just
yeah.
gained another vote, baby.
So I
True
think
politician.
he will be a great addition to that. I really like the Metamorpho character and the way it was used in this. Great moment with the vat of acid, like the phosphoric acid or whatever he said, that he exploded into, and like a floating head with a glowing spine.
Like a little squid, basically.
Superman falling in with the baby Joey into the little pixel river, and Crypto, flying and taking out the little cameras with Mr. Terrifics, which just seemed like a funny throwaway, and then it comes back later when he's taking out Lex's cameras to stop him from being able to coach Bizarro.
Right.
So that was really cool as well, the way they tied that back in. But that, the whole Pocket Universe stuff, never saw that coming. Didn't know anything about that being used in the movie beforehand.
Yeah, no. Same.
Really cool. The way they used all that was awesome, and that was probably some of my favorite sequences in the whole movie. Yeah, I love, like I said, Mr. Terrific scene of him taking out the whole group of everybody at the camp, and then like them basically turning around like, "Hey, please save us. Our boss sucks." And even everybody like with Lex saying that, like their little office being able to take off like a spaceship, that was really awesome. But then, his worker turned around like going, cool, where will we land when the world and like it's all
Yeah.
gone, like in a black hole? Like, yeah, this is awesome, but you're about to kill everybody and everything. So yeah, what does this matter? Uh, but yeah, just loved how reckless Lex was too with his science, with the pocket universe,
Mhm.
and the black hole, and Bizarro. And what were you talking about with Mister Handsome about something about that?
Yeah, I'd looked him up the other day because I was like, this has got to be something. Apparently, he is a villain in Catwoman's like storyline, but he looks like not like that. I guess in
Oh,
the
okay,
comic run, he's like a gangster, like a mafia boss, crime lord, but he doesn't look anything like the one in the movie, obviously. But
gotcha.
I get,
I
but
saw.
that is a character. And then I don't know if you're about to say it, but somebody posted that Lex had a picture of Mr. Handsome on his desk,
Yeah,
like, which was weird,
very weird. I think
but funny.
uh some people had said too that they thought it may be like a failed clone of Lex.
Could
Um,
be, yeah, that could be what they're trying to go for.
I don't know, to be honest with you, but yeah, that was interesting. Felt like a little River Styx sort of vibe there, like
Hmm.
the Grim Reaper floating out there.
Yeah, right.
So that was pretty cool. And just being able to like travel like between distances in the pocket universe and stuff. The president of Baravia, I was expecting him to uh take off a mask and be Lex at first whenever he
Yeah,
first
well,
came
I
through the
expect him to
pocket
take a
universe.
mask off just to be somebody.
Yeah.
I was really
uh
surprised.
to maybe be Ben Kingsley's Mandarin or whatever
Okay,
from Iron Man
that would have
3,
been next level.
and then him take his mask off and be Guy Pearce, the actual Mandarin.
All right,
Um
and then take his mask off and
and
yeah,
take his mask off and be Shang-Chi's father, the actual Mandarin.
and then
Um
take off his mask and it's Henry Cavill as Superman.
take his mask off and be Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder.
I'm
Okay.
not gonna keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I went too far. Anyways, I can't even remember where we were at.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, the
Got
president
off.
of Baravia going through the pocket
Yeah,
universes. Yeah, the way that opening scene was done was kind of crazy. Um, he was kind of a funny character though. Like I love when they're like,
I
we
saw
need to
him in
retreat.
something recently. Go ahead.
Towards the end, right before he dies, when he's like, we need, his officers or advisors are saying, we've informed our soldiers to retreat, and he's like, retreat? No, we can't retreat. We have to show strength. And then a hot girl ends up flying through the building. He starts
Right.
running the other direction, like, oh
He's
my
like,
god,
all right,
yeah.
no,
And then the
no,
way
no,
she's
no, no.
screeching and stuff was so funny, and dropping him off, and that match cut of dropping him in the sky, and then like it's like an Altoid or something, like getting dropped into like the water by that dude on the space shuttle with Lois, Mr. Terrific's like spaceship. Just the match cut of
Oh,
like dropping him and then that dropping into the water, like similar to the briefcase in the opening scene that gets
hmm,
shut and locked, and then Lois is, like unlocks her door. Like some cool match cuts in the movie. I had to give a
right.
shout out to that. Were you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
I just remembered where I saw the guy that played the president of Arabia. He was in the Wolves movie that I recommended earlier.
Oh, okay.
He isn't a big role in it, but he is in it.
Yeah,
Which
there
just
are
thought was funny.
some actors that who else was it? Oh, I didn't know Michael Rooker also played a Superman robot.
But yeah, him and what's his name, Alan
Yeah, Alan
uh,
Tudyk. He plays
Tudyk.
Gary,
Yeah.
or number 4.
Number
Um,
four's a name. So is Gary.
so scary. That was one
That
of
was
the
funny.
funnier moments as well. Oh, dude, you didn't get much of him, but man, Wendell Pierce playing Perry White.
Hmm.
He's one of my favorite actors. Watching The Wire, I fell
Right.
in love with him so much, and him being Perry White in
Don't,
the few scenes that he was in was so great.
yeah,
Jimmy
he's great in The
Olsen,
Wire.
Jimmy Olsen, man, we
Oh
haven't
my
talked about
gosh.
him at all, but the biggest womanizer apparently to ever live.
Of
To
all
be
time.
honest with you, you got to put him
Came a
up
long
there.
way from the last Jimmy Olsen who got killed and pretty early on.
This guy just like
He's got it
impressing
all.
every female that he comes across is so funny. Even at one point, like Lois kisses him on the cheek, like gives him a big hug. Like he's just,
He
he
got it.
is just women floundering around
Still
him
think
all the
Henry Cavill
time.
should have been Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine?
Oh my god.
How
Yeah,
terrible that would be.
that Jimmy Olsen, the way they did his character in this movie was so funny. Um, yeah, really loved it a lot. And they've talked about a spinoff. I don't know if you've seen about that. And it's supposed to be a Jimmy Olsen spinoff. It's a crime anthology series. They've said that for them to explore different villains and supervillains in Metropolis or the DCU, like introducing them and stuff. But Jimmy would
I
be
didn't see that.
like a reporter, following like a lot of
Right.
stories or a lot of the stuff happening to him or stuff, or I don't know. I would love to put Jimmy at more like underground nightclubs and stuff. Him doing the night scene, and then just his cover constantly getting blown by different women that are just like, again, all over him. Everybody's like jealous. All the other guys hate him just because every woman loves Jimmy Olsen. It's just so funny how they did that in the movie, but it works so well.
Right.
But yeah, with Eve and everything, which that was a funny character as well. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else like big.
I'm trying to think of any like
talk
Easter
about.
egg or something I missed.
Supergirl getting introduced at the end was nice. It was brief, but I felt like they,
Mhm. Crypto being her dog was so great and like on brand
yeah, him saying earlier in the
of
movie
while
that
he
it's
was
like a
unruly.
foster situation, so it
Yeah,
made
right.
sense at the end with her being his cousin,
Um,
and just like again, you don't really get to see much of Supergirl, but you already get to know her character, and the differences between Superman are
she
very obvious from the jump.
in that interview that I was talking about with James Gunn, they also asked like, well, how come she doesn't know about his parents' true message and why they wanted him to come there, which I thought was just a stupid question anyways. And he was like, well, she's also like way younger than him, so she probably didn't even know his parents or anything about
And
Krypton.
he said
And he
even if
was
she did know that, you never asked would probably be her response. Um,
right. Yeah, right. Like why would
again,
she just
she's
randomly
not,
bring that up?
and she doesn't seem like a very emotional or touchy
Yeah.
type character
Yeah.
like Superman is.
Just trying to party.
Uh, yeah, but really loved her introduction. Um, at the end, I would love to see like a Mr. Terrific like Batman like interaction in the future.
That would be
Um,
fun. Yeah.
I think
Once
they
we get
have
our
like,
Batman.
yeah, once we get our Batman, I think there's similarities, or just for them to like tag team up and like imagine like like the Ben Affleck warehouse scene, the
Oh my
Batfleck
gosh.
scene. Imagine something like
Mercy.
that where they're like, yeah, it's Batman and Mr. Terrific trying to like take over
Oh
this
my.
like whole entire building, like that would, and playing off each other. I think that would be
That'd be
really
unfair.
cool. That's what I love, like with this, like what James Gunn has done and this like rogues gallery of characters that he's chosen is like it
Mm,
seems like a lot of people will be teaming up that you've never ever imagined would team up before, or characters people don't
right.
know or like really read
Yeah, like
about or
Mr.
any of that
Terrific.
stuff.
Nobody I guarantee you outside of
Metamorpho, Mr.
comic
Terrific.
fans. Yeah.
I mean, heck, even Hawk Girl is not like a household name.
I right.
Green Lantern
Honestly,
is, but
Green
Guy
Lantern
Gardner
is,
isn't.
but not him. Yeah.
Yeah, not Guy Gardner. So yeah, a lot of the characters he picked, Ultraman slash Bizarro, like that's a character like a lot of us know, but not a whole lot of people. I guess
Right.
people do know Bizarro, probably mostly from Seinfeld, honestly. Talking about Bizarro,
Yeah, that's true.
it's a big reference.
I forgot about
But
that.
anyways, yeah, it just makes me think that we may not be getting the Justice League that we may be expecting,
Are used
like
to.
the
Are used to.
Magnificent
Yeah.
Seven or whatever,
Right.
which I am totally okay with. Like,
I want to just see good movies, so I'm fine with that.
is it weird? Not to get out of just the Superman discussion, is it weird for me to say that I would be fine if they didn't do Batman in this universe?
No, it's not going to happen. But no, I understand what you mean.
Like
It's
that
kind of hard
coming
to
out of
see
this
him
movie.
exist.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
To how he's
first
gonna
thing I
match
said to
up
you
against
was
all
like,
this stuff.
"There's no way Robert Pattinson's Batman could ever exist in this world.
No,
It just can't. It
no,
just can't happen.
no.
And honestly, like more I think about it, like he can definitely match up. Like he's Batman. He can do pretty much anything. But to put him on the big screen in a movie, I don't know. In this world,
it's more of like,
I need to see who they cast first.
yeah, that's a big thing because
That's
I'm
gonna
afraid they
change.
may mess that up and like the vision of it and stuff. And we've had a lot of Batman, but no,
I'd be fine if they didn't
I
do a
want
Batman for a
more.
long time.
Yeah, I
Besides
kind of do
Pattinson,
like to let it breathe a little bit. I don't want to. It's already kind of oversaturated. I don't want to push it to the limit. But I guess I'm more saying that, like, again, what Gunn did with this film, making me like if they did a Guy Gardner show or film or whatever, I would totally be
right?
up for that. Or Justice Gang film,
Absolutely.
like just
Oh
Justice
my god,
Gang
yes.
with Hot Girl, Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner. If they just did
Yep.
that, I'm all in. So like it's more of, in the past I've always like, yeah, give me the big IP, give me the big IP. Now
Sure.
I'm like, just give me anything out of the stuff that you think is cool or that you want to do. You want to do Peacemaker, or you want to do like in a Suicide Squad movie. You want to give me Starro. That's fine. Like what? Yeah, come at me out of left field every time, and like I'm totally good with that. Like I don't really require a Batman. I guess I'm
Booster
saying
Gold.
I'm not asking. Yeah, I'm not
I
asking
want a
for you
Booster
to, or
Gold back.
Plastic Man. Um,
That's man, extremely powerful.
yeah, one of the most powerful. Um, anyways, I'm just more making the point. Again, I'm totally like, of course, I love Batman, and I'm good with all the Batman in the world. But more just making the point that like I don't really require one, or I don't have to have one. Like if they just said like, you know what, guys, there's a lot of other stories that we really want to tell, like within the DC universe. Like we'll get to Batman, but we're not like having them from the jump or anything. I don't know.
Right. No, yeah.
I'm sure they
I'm
have
okay.
to do
I get
that,
that.
and it makes sense. Like they have to do it money wise too.
They have to have a Batman. Have to.
Yeah, yeah, they have to. I'm just saying that again. I'm totally good with exploring all different types of stories. Um, like I'm
I'm just
excited for
ready to see
Supergirl. Like I'm excited for
who the
Lanterns.
Batman is. Like,
Yeah,
I'm almost more excited, anxious for who the Batman is besides seeing like the next Supergirl movie.
I
Like
totally
I
agree
need to
with you on
know.
that. I
I
think
need to
that'll
know who the
make or
Batman
break a
is.
little bit to me.
My
I don't.
excitement.
Yeah,
It
for
will be.
sure.
Like I
Because
need to know. Well, actually, it won't break it because I still got Pattinson in like 6 years.
yeah, I just mean
When
more
that
of
comes
like
out.
how much I'm looking forward to that iteration may depend on like if I just can't see a person in that role or not. But I mean,
I
even
need
then, though, I mean,
auditions.
they
I
could
need
do it.
audition lists. I need to know who's auditioning
Yeah,
like
I need to
now.
know who the finalists are for sure.
Please.
Um, but anyways, I don't mean to get off on too much of the Batman stuff. Anyways, yeah, Superman, like I said, wonderful overall. Breath of fresh air
Yep.
for the superhero genre.
Especially for
Like you said,
DC.
surpassed both of our expectations, and it was like
Yeah.
both of our most anticipated movie of the year, not just like the
Hmm.
summer.
Yep.
I'd definitely have like second behind Sinners, for me for this year. I'd probably say, um, yeah,
That's fair.
loved it. Like I said, kind of weird, but I love that. And this is the type of universe again where a Brainiac to me can exist, and that's what I want. So, anyways, yeah, if anybody else had seen this, seen Superman, uh, let us know what you think about it. Um, definitely shout us out on social media or whatever, or just reach out in
Yeah.
comments and give us your scores, give us your thoughts. I'll probably have a 30-second review up on online, so people can respond to that as well and give us some of your short reviews. But I think um, I think it's a wonderful start, like I said, to the DCU, and just probably my favorite iteration of Superman. And like I said, he's probably my favorite superhero. So it'll be one of my personal favorite superhero movies. Although there's a lot to compare it up against, but again, just
Right.
personal watches, a movie I'm gonna watch over and over again and wear it out. And I think it'll be one too that I'll come back to a lot, down the line once there's more content from the DCU. Um,
Hmm.
just going back to watch the start, kind of like with the MCU, with like watching the first Iron Man. Like getting nostalgic over it. Like I'll be going back to watch this movie a lot and be happy to be doing that. So,
Yep,
um,
absolutely.
but yeah, so, but yeah, we'll be back with another podcast soon. Try to do a little more than bi-weekly at least sometimes for the people, because there is a lot of stuff stacking up. News wise and movie wise, Fantastic Four coming up weekend. Still haven't really got to talk about Jurassic World yet,
Right.
and
Maybe next pod we'll talk about that.
yeah,
Spoiler, not spoiler free.
and I probably have like 20 to 30 little mini headlines or bigger headlines on movie
Mm.
news for us to go over. So,
Quick. Uh, well, where else? Sweetie lost somebody in uh, Hollywood today. Oh, Jamal, uh, from the Cosby Show. Malcolm Jamal Warner,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did
54
see
years
that.
old, passed away today.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
It's awful. He was in something he was in recently that I watched that I really liked him in. Can't remember what it was. Yeah, it sucks to hear. Oh, he's in Suits too.
Uh,
But
yeah, I do hate to hear that.
lost a lot of good people this year.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of different people. Um, a lot of them very young too. Not like a whole lot of
Yeah,
people
he was only
dying at
54.
age 90 or 100. That's sad to hear. But yeah, well, thank you everybody for joining us for another edition
Yep.
of Holy Flick. Another long one this week, but like I said, we'll be back with some more stuff. Let us know what you think about our blind ranking lists, and if anybody's watched any
Yep.
of the random recommendations up until now, from past pods, please let us know about that. That'd be awesome to hear your guys'
That's what you
thoughts,
think.
and or even one from this one. Get back to the regular type of format of the shows too, on the breaking down the box office and stuff. It was just we wanted to give Superman its due, and we knew we were going to talk about
Right.
it so much, and didn't want to make it such a long show, or longer than like 3-4 hours. So, but yeah, thank you everybody for sticking around, listening to another edition. Thank you, Seth, for joining me again
Hey, thanks
for
for having me.
another podcast. Yeah, always good to have you and talk movies with you, and break all this stuff down. So, yep, thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys at the movies.
See ya.